Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, one firm for life.
If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK, they will tell you it's the best thing they've ever done. And more often than not, they'll add, I should have done it sooner. So what are you waiting for? The Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations. Just text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. They've performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures using the latest state-of-the-art technology. If finances aren't concerned, they offer 24-month interest-free financing. Text 1041 to 868686 to schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute.
Hey, Cam, mind sending me over our new Wi-Fi password?
Oh, sorry, Mitch, you can't be trusted.
What?
It's your phone. It's different than mine.
Cam! And I thought I was a judgy one.
No, it's just messages between different devices aren't encrypted.
Okay. Since when do you know about encryption?
I know what encryption is, and it's because I'm the last line of defense against any would-be Wi-Fi thieves.
Cam, come on.
Okay, fine. I'll send it somewhere more private.
Thank you.
Safely send messages between different devices on WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Dunkin' dropped a new kind of energy. Introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. It's energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors, Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. It's what you need when your afternoon needs you to get going. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals gives you the energy to turn the fun up to 11. True story. Order ahead on the Dunkin' app and get a medium Sparked Energy for $3 in the month of July. Fruit flavor contains 0% fruit juice, caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Step up to the plate with Jeremiah's new Batter Up series, all layered with our new Brownie Batter Italian Ice. Swing for the fences with Brownie Batter a la mode, Hey Batter Batter, and Double Fudge Brownie. All loaded with our Grand Slam-worthy Oreo cookie crumbles. Don't strike out. Visit jeremiahsice.com today and find your nearest sweet spot and knock it out of the park with the ultimate brownie treats. Score big at Jeremiah's Italian Ice. Every scoop is a home run. Step up to the plate for Jeremiah's new Batter Up series. Visit jeremiahsice.com.
New South Window Solutions. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of I.
Body doing on a Monday.
Good. Yeah. How are you?
I'm the hot mic man. That's what I do around here. I am the most hot mic man in all the country, and today's no different. So
glad it wasn't anything worse.
Yeah, tune in before the show so you'll hear me say things where I don't know that I'm being broadcast to a whole bunch of eardrums.
I mean, it's usually screaming. The last one we had was,
This was better. This was just Gus getting everything in line technically before the show, so that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Did you guys have a good weekend, both of you? Yeah?
It was good. It was a busy weekend, that's for sure.
What'd you do? What'd you do that was exciting this weekend?
Friday I had the big show with Luscious Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
the performance go?
It was great. I mean, it was a very, very fun time. I did the DJing ahead of time as well, and then I kind of just honed in on I'm not a DJ, so let's have fun with it.
Okay,
and
that's
good.
good.
I think they really enjoyed it.
That's good. That's a
also,
smart
the
move.
lighting at Tuffy's allows me to just hope that they are, because I could only see their feetsies.
What about you, C-Lane? Anything exciting this weekend?
Yeah, it was good. My mother-in-law's birthday we were celebrating this weekend, so we went out to brunch yesterday. That was a good time. And then this morning had the 9-month checkup for the little one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How are things going? He's healthy, I'm sure.
So bad.
He's very healthy. The nurse struggled to contain her surprise at how large he is.
Oh,
for
really?
his age.
she was shocked.
how big is he?
Visually,
he weighs 22.5 pounds, and he is in the 98th percentile for head circumference.
98.
for head circumference.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Wow, he's gonna be a big boy, man. I feel like I'm looking at
hats.
I feel like I'm looking at a puppy with huge paws.
If
you know?
he's anything like me, he's going to be screwed for hats.
Well, neither one of you, it seems, went to see Deadpool and Wolverine, which makes 3 people on planet Earth who didn't see it, I guess, this weekend with the numbers that did.
Everyone's like, oh, they're so woke. Disney's failing. Marvel's done. And then
Disney
you have a
is
weekend
failing.
like this.
No, Disney was pumping out crap, and now Disney's on a roll. Disney has pulled the nose up because Inside Out is the biggest animated movie of all time now.
Inside Out 2, mind you.
Inside Out 2, excuse me. Yes. Inside Out 2 is the biggest animated movie of all time. That's a win right there. And then Wolverine and Deadpool, such an appetite, such a desire for that movie that they thought they might do 80 or so this weekend, and it did over $120 million. Damn. And I mean, it's like a runaway hit. People have an appetite for more Deadpool, and it's an R-rated movie.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty unheard of that R-rated movies can bust that big of a box office out there.
I did rewatch Deadpool and Deadpool 2. I think I told you guys last week that I, was in the plans of doing so. So Saturday I finished up Deadpool 2. And I gotta tell you, one, I didn't remember anything. It's so funny.
It's funny.
And then it still kind of blows me away that all of that's on Disney Plus.
Yes, yeah. It's funny. It's different than all the other superhero comic book stuff. I think that's why people like it. It's got a real edge to it. Like, let's just be real. That's why it's an R-rated movie. It has a real edge to it. The jokes are out there. I like it. I think that's cool. And obviously, there's a lot of people who do. We tried to look at some tickets this weekend. Whole theater zapped out.
Yeah.
Even front row?
Yeah, even the front row.
Wow.
Every
Why would anybody
seat
subject
taken.
themselves to the front row? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't want to see anything that bad. I wouldn't care what it was. I wouldn't see it that.
It's
front
amazing
row,
to me that they still have the front row. Like, why not just give enough space so everyone has a good viewing experience? Call me crazy.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't. There's got to be some better
It should
use
be
of the
less
space.
money.
It should be.
It should be like a
Half price.
Yeah. Like a value ticket.
Yeah.
I had somebody that was trying to convince me that I had gone to Deadpool 2 with.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, but they were like, remember when we went? That was so much fun. We should go see the new Deadpool in the movie theater. And I go, I kind of have a thing that I can't go to movie theaters for a little while. Because why not? I was like, the baby.
Oh, yeah.
Not great for Deadpool.
And he goes, yeah, but it's okay. He doesn't understand it. I go, yeah, but
he's a baby.
The baby. And he goes, yeah, but you have those little earmuffs for him. I go, what if he starts making noise,
Is
man?
this person a parent?
No,
Okay.
not a
Double
shot.
check.
Well, that did really big at the box office this weekend. And they say that what a surprise it's been. Long Legs is just a weird-ass movie, number one.
How does the thing go again? What's the saying?
Well, I got to get my long legs on.
Cool.
Something like that. You have enough clips of me saying it by now. And Nick Cage is in this, obviously. Weirdo movie. Little tiny budget. Never expected to make any money. And now it looks like when it does its bow, it's probably going to make $70 million. Wow. If you watch the movie, and when you watch the movie, think about it making $70 million, you're going to be like, okay, this was...
I would like to rewatch it, but not in the theaters. I'm just going to wait until it comes out, on streaming. I need to give it another chance. I think it was too much the first round.
I think it's going to be too much the second round, too.
Probably.
It's a lot. All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to the air in a United Airlines crew, in fact. Why? Well, they were talking to the tower, and they had to be diverted to Dulles Airport. Why? Because there was something very, very gross on board. A passenger had done something on this United Airlines flight so horrific, so disgusting, so atrocious that everyone, like an episode of Family Guy, was vomiting every direction they possibly could. The flight attendants were puking. The pilots couldn't keep it down. You can hear them here talking to the tower and saying, we have to divert the flight.
To the doctor, and I talked to the crew, and it sounds like it's quite bad back there. It's still really bad. The crew is vomiting, and passengers all around are asking for masks, etc. And
yeah, I think the pilot even right there was like, "Pardon me."
He does sound like he's holding back the back there is vomiting.
That's just all because of one person?
Well, because of one passenger, and I'll tell you what they did in a moment. Brace yourself.
I have an idea, but maybe
that's
I
incoming.
don't even have an idea.
So the passenger does something. It's so bad, everybody's puking. They want masks.
Pardon me, etc. And it sounds like I think 20-minute flight to Cleveland is probably the better option instead of going an hour and 40 to straight ahead to Boston, especially with it kind of being a biohazard. I think we need to probably get this plane on the ground ASAP.
It's a biohazard, he said. We need to get this plane on the ground ASAP. Wow. If you're that passenger.
Wait, but what happened?
Well, I'll get into that in this story in a second. But if you're that passenger, how ultimately horrifying is this?
Oh, yeah.
This is like the time I went to the grocery store with my dad, and he farted to such a degree.
Don't throw him under the bus when he's not alive.
The cereal aisle cleared out. Nobody remained. People were holding their noses and running around the corner, and it was an atrocity. Mm-hmm. It was a war crime, some say. And this seems to be similar to that on this flight. It says a Boston-bound United Airlines flight was diverted on Sunday after both passengers and crew began vomiting due to a passenger-involved biohazard incident that forced an emergency landing in the nation's capital. They said a customer became sick at some point. I'll give you some of the tweets about what was going on in a moment. Especially with this kind of being a biohazard, I think we need to get this plane on the ground. You heard the pilot just say that. The aircraft is undergoing a deep clean, and we're working on getting customers on their way to Boston soon, United said. A biohazard event is generally classified as an exposure to a biological substance, yada, yada, yada. They said on this flight, allegedly, what happened was somebody used the restroom to such an extent that it was flooding out of both of their pant legs to the plane.
Oh, wow.
Just out the pant legs and down the aisle of the plane. And those who didn't see it, smelled it. Those who smelled it, saw it, some cases, and it just started the perfect knocking down of dominoes. And that is truly a sad thing to have happen to those folks.
Do you get blacklisted for something like that?
I don't
brown
know.
listed.
Yeah.
Brown listed. Oh, that's rough. That's a tough time for all.
Take down a whole plane. Yeah, for real.
And then you're just like, I'm sorry.
I couldn't think of any situation worse to be in, like any place worse to be in, because first of all, if you're in the airplane, you're in the air, you're stuck there, right?
Mm-hmm,
and then they're like, all right, let's get the plane on the ground as fast as possible. Then you still have to go out of the airplane, through the terminal, through the airport. You might have to ride some sort of thing. Like I think I would be like looking for the closest gift shop and just throwing away those pants forever.
I would just say,
I would have come out pantsless. Forget it.
I would say, that hose that you spray down the planes with when it's
the
icing
captain's
out?
last day?
Yeah, with the captain's last day, that big fire hose. I'm gonna go out and bend over, and you just rock me with it. Just let's clean this whole thing up in one fell swoop
For an
here.
issue like that, though, I mean, like, there had to have been some sort of warning, right? Like,
I don't know.
Maybe stay in your seat, not just drag it throughout the aisles.
And it could have been that it was an older person. It could have. I don't know. That's tough for all involved. So, thoughts and prayers with everybody on that flight. Worst flight since United 93. And I feel for you.
Oh, my God.
It's, tough times on that one. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. We have many, many things to dive into. When we come back, the Olympics are off and running, baby.
Hell
It's happening.
Did you guys watch the Olympics?
I'm watching weird stuff.
Okay.
I'm watching women's archery.
I watched a little bit of that.
I didn't even know how they play it, and I started watching, and then I figured out how they score and stuff, and I'm like, okay, how the sets are done, and like how the teams go.
The annoying
Women's team archery.
The annoying thing about Peacock right now, and I think they need to rethink how they are presenting the Olympics to you, because they do show you what is live, and that's good to know, because then you could watch something. But for all the sports, they don't necessarily indicate whether or not that sport has even been played yet. So I'm looking at this list of sports, and archery is the first one, and they happen to be doing it. But I was like, have they done any breaking yet? And I go to breaking, and it's like not till August something. And I'm like,
what?
I wish I could like sort this by sports that have been performed, so there is content there, and not just like a CS later kind of thing.
We need like a list, and then they like put a line through it. When they're done with that broadcast for the day.
Make it a different icon or a different color or something.
You know what I think they do have, and we'll get further into this in some of the, I think you saw some of the broadcasts where they got some celebrities on there and stuff. But they have the gold zone.
Oh.
Which I think is supposed to be like the red zone for NFL, where any game that's going on, if the team's about to score, they tune in and you watch them in the red zone. And the gold zone is like, hey, there's a medal about to be won right here. Not a lot of activity on that just yet, but I like that because I want to see the ones that are consequential.
Yeah.
Who's going to be actually winning a medal. So we'll get into the Olympics, the opening ceremony, the controversies there, all the stuff that is happening in that world and all the drama around it.
Watch that mountain biking, and it made my legs sore just watching these people go uphill. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. We'll get into all that and so much more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Someday Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you unclog the toilet?
Yeah, I'm kind of busy right now.
But until then, just tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
It's pretty mellow on the major roadways. Florida's Turnpike traffic is up to speed. State Road 429, no major problems. The Greenway, it's pretty mellow there. On I-4, however, still heavy delays eastbound between US 27 and after State Road 429. Slowdowns between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. And there's an accident on Silver Star Road eastbound at Apopka Vineland Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024.
Win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One. September 20th and 21st.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Starting next Monday, listen for your chance to be there.
Hey, pool season fanatics, your summer persona is calling. It's time for sun-soaked party scenes at MGM Grand, new luxury cabanas at Bellagio, and sandy beach living at Mandalay Bay. Show off your poolside, only with MGM Rewards. Visit MGMRewards.com for details.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. There are a lot of reasons to vote yes on Amendment 3, but let me give you one more good one. Today, too many adults are sitting in our jails simply because they were using marijuana, and that is just wrong. If I was your governor, I would free or parole every person in jail for possession, and then expunge everyone's record. Amendment 3 will put a stop to this and let the cops fight real crime, not fake crime. I'm tired of people being thrown in jail for something that is less harmful than alcohol or opioids. So now let's finish what I started and join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand. It's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products. It's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/TC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, Cam, mind sending me over our new Wi-Fi password?
Oh, sorry, Mitch, you can't be trusted.
What?
It's your phone. It's different than mine.
Cam! And I thought I was a judgy one.
No, it's just messages between different devices aren't encrypted.
Okay. Since when do you know about encryption?
I know what encryption is, and it's because I'm the last line of defense against any would-be Wi-Fi thieves.
Cam, come on.
Okay, fine. I'll send it somewhere more private.
Thank you.
Safely send messages between different devices. On WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
We need your help to protect your right to AM radio in your car. AM is always there in times of need with the key information for our community. The overwhelming majority of legislators support a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. Please text the 2 letters AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now. Text AM to 52886.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month. Text stop to stop. A message from the station.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
It's time for Renewal by Anderson's USA Proud Moment. Renewal by Anderson brings you inspiring designs and elevated customer experience. Today, we celebrate our USA athletes on their incredible journey from USA to Paris. Just as each athlete represents the spirit of determination and pride, Renewal by Anderson represents quality and American craftsmanship in every home. USA made, USA proud. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey there, folks. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes here from the Amy and TJ podcast.
That's right. We are bringing you the tea from Paris every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, tea from Paris. I don't know if we're married to that name, but the point is, we'll tell you what's going on. We'll tell you what's hot, what's not.
Bottom line, everything you need to know that's going on in Paris during the 2024 games, you're going to get it from us.
Listen to Amy and TJ on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Amy and TJ and start listening.
New South Window Solutions. Made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom. This is
in Paris. There's a lot of stupid stuff happening on the outskirts of them, like the weirdo, radical, political people in Paris who don't want the Olympics to go on are like cutting fiber optic cables and lighting train cars on fire. And you go, my God, this is not a really bright idea. And also, you should be thrown in jail for a while.
Doesn't cutting fiber optic cable like really screw you for a bit?
It would seem that way. I know I had a fiber optic cable that was cut one time, and I was talking to Tech Man Austin, and I was like, well, can I just like wind it back together?
Like splice it?
Yeah, can I just like
Just
splice it?
put right in your mouth
And
use your
he
teeth?
goes, no, it takes a special machine that costs like $1,000 to splice fiber optic cable. And I go, oh my God, I'm so screwed. And he goes, and I have one. Spliced it back together
Does
for
it
me.
not take a special machine to cut it then? Or it's
No.
as easy
Nope,
as taking
just
some
scissors.
scissors. All right.
No, the guy that cut it was my, he thought it was hilarious, my lawn guy, or a lawn guy, a guy working on my lawn, who was out there, and he sunk the shovel right in the ground, right through some stuff.
He thought it was hilarious?
That's a sharp shovel.
He's like, I think I cut your internet. And I was like, oh, my God,
Man,
man.
I had a next episode clip, but
I'm good for the week. Just put that for Tuesday.
I'll front load you on Mondays just to make things a little easier here. So anyhow, they're doing that stuff on the outskirts of the
Are
Olympics.
they aware that the Olympics are still going to happen?
Yes, I
Okay,
think
good,
so.
good.
Because they are still happening right now in Paris. And I watched the opening ceremonies, and I didn't really like the opening ceremonies in Paris.
I watched it while we were on the air still, so
yeah,
I did not, have the sound. But every time I looked over, like something else was happening. It looked beautiful. I'll tell you that.
It was too French. It was too French for me. And I know
We're in France, Sean.
I know that's kind of the point, but I'm just saying, like, for me watching it, I was like, there's all this stuff. It's like, okay, French people. All right. Okay. The French people have to like, they can't have just general acts perform. So they got to have like the first ever metal band performing at an opening ceremony.
Yeah, in the same building in which Marie Antoinette got her head chopped off.
This
That's
band
dope.
is just shredding in history. And I'm like,
Hell
oh,
yeah.
man. And then they had a rapper, and my favorite part was when this guy's rapping. I've never heard him before. He's a French rapper. As he's rapping,
Slim Shady.
he gives Snoop Dogg a shout out in the middle of it, and then they cut camera to Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg's like, ah! It's just like going crazy.
He said my name, y'all.
Yeah, he got like a shout out from the guy.
I only saw Celine Dion.
That's all
the
you watched?
only
I've yet
part
to
of the
watch it.
opening ceremonies I saw, and I was blown away.
She was good.
Drilled it.
Is she
love
faking
her
this whole
so
stiff
much.
person thing?
Nope.
How is it all of a sudden you look at her on stage and you're
Faking
like,
it, dude. Watch that documentary and tell me she's faking it. It was
maybe she's really good at faking it. She looked like she was in great shape, and her performance
But
was
she's been-
fantastic.
been working her ass off to get to that point. That was one song.
I know she's not really faking it, but I'm pointing out that it was
My
such a
inner
juxtaposition.
Celine beast just raged a little bit.
She sounded good though, right? Like she sounded good. Everything would look good for her
she's
performance.
so emotional about, like, in the sense of, like, she has been just, I don't know, yearning to get back and perform for her fans and just perform in general. And I saw, like, the aftermath of it, like her walking through and fans thanking her, and just you could see how happy but also like sad like she was at the same time, that it's been so long and that it went well. I'm so glad. I've yet to actually watch the performance because I don't know what time it was. I wish I would have gotten the news alert.
I saw chunks, is what I'm going to say. I saw chunks of the opening ceremony.
She threw up a little bit?
No, it was 3 hours long. And I get it. Like, lots of countries are out there, even though it's hilarious when you see a country that doesn't have that many athletes. And they're like,
We have a small boat. Hello.
here is this country you've never heard of. And there's like 4 people waving or whatever. And it got just the tiniest little group. or when it's a massive country like India. India is one of the most populous countries on earth, and their Olympic team was not very big in relation to the size of the country. And I was like, are Indians this bad at sports? Like, do Indians suck this bad at all of the sports that are offered in the Olympics? Are they not getting the training that they would need to be able to get that? How do you have billions of people in a country and like a little tiny group of people that make it all the way to the Olympics?
So you have to qualify like regardless. So there are sports in which not all the countries are involved, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to like, are there lower standards for those small countries that we're like, okay, you passed this, so we'll get one guy in this sport.
Right.
So you have somebody, or it's you guys only got in for 4 sports, so you get the small boat, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, like some countries just aren't going to be in there. Like, okay, I'm about to say some super offensive things, so buckle up, everybody.
Right?
Buckle up. Here we go.
I don't know how. Okay.
I'm going to take a wild guess. Does Mexico even field a basketball team? Do they even put a basketball team in the Olympics?
Great question.
The average height of a Mexican is really much shorter than the average height of somebody in America.
I watched it. I have a clip of the Mexican basketball team.
I think I cut your internet. That's unrelated.
Well, Mexico's men's national basketball team does come up.
Oh, they do have a basketball team.
Yeah.
Really? And they're playing in Paris? I don't know how this could work out. These got to be.
They played recently. They played July 4th against the Ivory Coast. That's Ireland.
Did they win? Did they beat the Ivory Coast?
They did win.
That's not the Ireland's.
Well, I mean, it's the Irish flag.
The Ivory Coast is in Africa, is it not?
I don't know. I'm seeing the Irish flag here, man. Ivory Coast. And I don't know if that was in the Olympics. Then we have Puerto Rico versus Mexico. They did lose on July 6th.
Okay. I didn't.
This was other things. This was not the Olympics.
What I'm suggesting is that there's some countries that aren't as well suited for some sports. All right. Like, I don't see a Saudi Arabian ski team anywhere in the cards when it comes to the Winter Olympics. There's going to be things that people are.
If you pay enough money, I think you can join the Saudi Arabian ski team.
Feel the rhythm, feel the ride. Say that right too. Jamaica's bobsled team, Sean.
Yeah, but here's a little secret about Jamaica's bobsled team. They sucked. they didn't do that well. I don't believe they actually medaled, right? It was just a fun story and a journey for people.
Their bobsled broke in the middle of the track.
It was a travesty. It truly was. So when they look at the numbers for the opening ceremony, 28.6 million people in America tuned in, which is not bad. It's a big number overall for something like this. It's higher than 2021 in Tokyo. And that's because I think they still had some of the crowd issues, like with the pandemic at the 2021 Olympics in Tokyo, and nobody wanted to watch that crap. It's like a baseball game without an audience. Nobody wanted to tune into that. Mm-hmm. So it was way down for that. And now it's popped back up. It's back. It's alive. Around the world, they said probably 1 billion people saw Celine Dion's performance. That's pretty astounding to think about. 1 billion people from all sorts of, like you're on a small world and you're going around. All the different things you go through, they're all watching the performances at the Olympics. I think that's pretty cool. Of the
all
3
the different
hours,
cultural appropriation that's in that entire ride, all watching Celine Dion.
Particularly the Asian section. There's a couple of them. They tried to update them, and you're like, I don't know. It's still a little strange. I saw a guy this weekend. I kid you not. A grown man. Okay, this man must have been in his 50s.
Which Disney park were you at for the record?
We stopped to grab something to eat in Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
This gentleman had been clearly to Epcot and to the China and Japan pavilions, and they sell those rice hats there. You know what the rice hats are? Very traditional.
Yeah.
You're wearing them in a rice field. They
look like a Raiden from.
Yes.
I tried one on at the Asian market, but it did not.
Doesn't fit your head.
It wasn't great on me.
No, well, it wasn't great on this guy either. And he's got his little Raiden hat, his rice hat on, and he walks out, steps into the rain, and there was a Japanese woman, actually from Japan, on vacation, and he goes, "Oh, konnichiwa," and I said, "Okay."
What did she do?
She laughed. She thought it was very funny. She
Did she,
responded.
or was she so uncomfortable that she just had no other choice but to laugh? Was he surrounded by friends or by himself?
He was with somebody else, but her and her friends seemed to laugh, and they thought it was funny, and they seemed okay with it. But I was like, "Oh God, man, what are you doing to us right now?"
I know somebody that used to tell a similar story. I don't know if he would still tell this story to this day because it's a problematic story where he encountered some African-American gentleman and quoted some, I think it was like Chappelle or something, but he just very jovially said, "Evening," and then the N-word. Okay. And like the people that were with him were like, had like the biggest pregnant pause of shock in their faces, and the dudes laughed their asses off. And then there was like a sigh of relief, but it's like, dude, that is a gamble.
Weird, yeah.
That is a gamble.
Dave on YouTube says only 25 million people watched out of 350 million people in this country. How is that pretty good? It's pretty good compared to the last opening ceremony. And overall, I think you'll probably see a really big number when it comes to a simple question. If you ask people after the Paris Olympics, did you watch any of the competitions? Did you watch any of the Olympics at all? You're going to see a much higher number than that. This is just the opening ceremonies. This goes on for a very long time. Like C-Lane said, I don't think the breakdancing thing is even until next month, somewhere in like the first week or second week of August.
Move that up.
Maybe they're holding it
Considering the
back.
hype. Yeah, well, I guess.
I wonder, do they schedule things based on like, oh, people want to see this one, so let's put this event down here.
Also, we were watching a little bit last night of the surfing event, which was interesting and fun. But I didn't realize, like, I know that when the Olympics were in Atlanta, in '96, I believe, there were some events that took place in Orlando. Like, you know, because they got a lot of stuff to do. So some of the stuff is a significant distance from what you would consider like the ground zero of, which is probably not a great term to use since they got bombed that year. But, you know, needless to say.
For instance, like surfing right now, they're not competing in Paris.
No, but it's like it's super far from France. It's just but it's like a French-owned island.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I'm like, oh, all right, that I guess counts.
Yeah, they're showing off their collection of territories around the country right
why
now.
Not, you know?
Well, there's a lot of people who I think are going to enjoy this throughout the course of it. I'm excited for it. Like I said, I was watching the women's team archery. What do I care about that? The women's team archery event. And it was Mexico versus the Netherlands. And I was mesmerized by what their bows look like. Like they have all these big, like weighted things on their bow that they use. And these women are just in the zone and like they almost don't miss. It was really, really incredible to watch and figure out how the scoring goes and stuff. And I'm rooting along and I'm, you know, enjoying this competition. And then I think for myself, to myself for a second, I go, this is the height of it for them. Like, I don't think after the Olympics, you really go many places for women's team archery. Like this is the thing. This is the pinnacle. This is your Super Bowl. Afterwards, nobody's really watching the competitions that you're in, even though I'm sure they still have them out there. But that's been fun to watch things that are not as big and not as prominent as sports. I've also seen some amazing things. Like there was a clip of this dude who went viral because he's the cap boy. And somebody dropped their swimming cap into the pool. And he just has like a regular body like me. And so you see all these swimmers in like perfect physical shape. And then you see this guy like wander over and dive into the pool and swim down and get the little cap for the swimmer that dropped it and hand it to him. He's just, it's like, which one of these things doesn't belong? It just visually, it really, really stands out there.
Does it happen that often? You need a whole boy for that?
I think so. It's like it's like the ball boys or ball kids in tennis. I also really love watching, and I know this might be something that people don't do. I love the qualifiers because there's always somebody who sucks. Now, when I say sucks, they're probably still much, 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 much better than me. But they suck in the pool compared to all the other swimmers. So you get to watch the first qualifying round, and it's like, oh, these people, their hands hit the wall, and the slosh of water goes against the side, and they thrust their hands into the air for first place and second place and third place. And the commentators are talking about their times, and a little bit of discussion goes on, and they talk about this or that. And then about 45 seconds later, you see one person swimming and finishing the final, last place finish to get in there.
I don't get that, because I thought if we're at the Olympics, everybody already qualified. So we watched a little bit of gymnastics, and poor Simone Biles with her hurt foot still drilled it.
Right.
Insane. And I was like, we watched the qualifying thing where they made the Olympic team. Why do we have to do more qualifying?
Because there's so many countries, and they got to whittle it down. They got to get the losers out. And then they come up with the best of the best, and then that's when you make some really good television, I think. We'll talk a little bit later about some of the controversies that have popped up so far with the Olympics. We got to get to a couple of your emails here. In fact, we'll touch on those when we come back. And a big bombshell in Kamala Harris, in her world, in the political world in general. What is this new information that's come forward? That is coming up next in the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
iHeartRadio Olympics Update.
Day 4 of the Olympics underway in Paris, and Team USA came up just short of adding to its medal count when Sagan Madalena finished 4th in the women's 10-meter air rifle final.
See how Madalena really she's taking her time. She's concentrating.
There are several finals in the pool today, including the men's and women's 200 freestyle and American Lily King in the finals of the women's 100 breaststroke.
For NBC's live coverage from Paris, search Olympics on the free iHeartRadio app.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Eyes to the sky if you have any outdoor plans from lunchtime on. We'll likely have an earlier onset to our daily afternoon showers and storms. Anywhere between 1 and 4 p.m. is our most likely shot. There's a 60% chance for rain. The high temperature 91 degrees. For the rest of this week, we are tracking the tropics. There's a potential for disturbance coming our way toward this weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Folks, you got to know about Mills Air during a time like this when it's real hot outside. I looked at my dash, 105 this weekend when we were driving around. The sun on the asphalt just melted everything. And you get home and you want to stay nice and cool. And I could say that in the studio, it's really nice and comfortable right now. Why? Because of Mills Air. The AC broke down a while back, and I called out one of the Mills Air techs. They were out here fast. They were so professional, and they went over the AC unit up and down and everything in between. Then they told me what was going on, and they fixed it right there on the spot. And while they could have charged a bunch of money because I didn't know what was going on, they're honest. They strive for honesty. They want you to appreciate them. Put that business card in the drawer, and then every time you have a problem with your AC, you go to Mills Air. And that's what you should do. They've been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, and they get you huge rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to Mills Air. Find them online at millsair.com.
Another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Funerals are expensive. Do we have enough for ours?
Yeah, I bought Smart Bunny final expense insurance.
Get up to $25,000 coverage for funeral expenses and other needs for as little as $14 a month. Hop on the Smart Bunny app now for final expense insurance. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand. It's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products. It's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The #1 cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. If you've been in a car accident, you need to know a term. It's called statute of limitations. That means you have 2 years from the time of the accident to actually file a lawsuit if need be. If you don't do that, you're going to lose your rights to the claim. Now, sometimes some lawyers will wait till the last minute to file or contact you with just about a month left saying that they don't know if they want to proceed with your case. Be careful with that. For more information, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546, office or line.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Want to give your child a learning experience that's free, fun, and gets them ready for the future? The voluntary pre-kindergarten program is your answer. It's available at no cost to any 4-year-old child residing in the state of Florida. Visit our website at elcosceola.org. That's elcosceola.org.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
I read this story. I was like, if this is true, this is even more nuts than anybody thought. Like the behind the scenes wrangling when Joe Biden had one too many dog face pony soldier moments and they grabbed the hook and they pull old Whispering Joe off the stage and shoved Kamala out there for everybody and said, "Bam, we got a new candidate," just like that. When that moment happened, I knew, and I asked this question when I was posting about this as it was occurring on social media. I was like, what happened during this time period right here? And the story dropped this weekend from a very famous reporter by the name of Seymour Hersh or Cy Hersh. And if you've never heard of him, that's very, very normal for you. In the world of news, people know who this guy is because for decades and decades and decades, he's had a lot of big scoops. He was the New York Times reporter on the Watergate scandal way back when. He was the reporter who uncovered the My Lai massacre, which, if you're not aware of it, is one of the big issues in Vietnam that fired up all the anti-Vietnam rhetoric or really pushed it home and ended the war there. There's lots of things that Seymour Hersh has come up with, huge bombshells over the years. And this one I thought was just super interesting. And so he had gone around and talked to as many people as he could involved in the decision to oust Biden and get Kamala Harris into office. And here's what his story says. He says, by Saturday, July 20th, former President Barack Obama was deeply involved in the process. and there was talk that he would place a phone call to Biden. It was not clear whether Biden had been examined or just what happened to him in Las Vegas. Now, I'll stop here. There's another piece of this report that says something happened to Biden in Las Vegas. And at first, it was just a bunch of right-wing cranks that were talking about this. But Seymour Hersh is not a right-wing crank. And he said that there was some sort of medical emergency with Biden in Las Vegas. And at first, they were instructed to go right to the hospital, to head to the emergency room. Before they got there, they said Biden looked like white as a ghost. But that's kind of, for him. And they said before they got there, they called it off. And they ended up going back to the place Biden was staying at. And there was all these rumors and whispers going around, wow, did Biden have a medical emergency? So that's what he's talking about when he said it's not clear whether Biden had been examined or what happened to him in Vegas. Then he says, the big three, the official said, referring to former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Charles Schumer, that's Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, continue to be directly involved. On Sunday morning, the official told me, with the approval of Pelosi and Schumer, Obama called Biden after breakfast and said, here's the deal. We have Kamala's approval to invoke the 25th Amendment. The amendment provides that when the president is determined by the vice president and others to be unfit to carry out the powers and duties of his office, the vice president shall assume those duties. So they say that Obama, behind the scenes, calls up Joe Biden, and Obama goes, hey, Kamala Harris is on board. We're going to invoke the 25th Amendment. Here's the two ways that your political history can end. One way, Obama basically says, is that you can be popped out of office because you were unfit to serve, and you won't even get to serve out the remainder of this term, solidifying your legacy. The other way is you say you're ending your campaign right now. We don't invoke the 25th Amendment. We let you cruise on with the rest of your term in office here, and you can have a better legacy, and we could pass the torch on to Kamala here. And then I'm not going to endorse her right away, but eventually an endorsement will come, which it did. All of those things did actually happen. But that is crazy if behind the scenes, the maneuvering was basically like, hey, we're going to oust you. We're going to invoke the 25th Amendment because we got an emergency here. And Kamala Harris is the one that signed your death warrant. Your own vice president was like, yep, I'm on board with it because I'm going to get thrust into spot number one right now. It's my time to shine.
I mean, is that what the reporter is saying was her attitude towards it, or was it just like the reason for the 25th Amendment?
That is the reason for the 25th Amendment. You could say all you want about motivations. We'll never really know. But these are people who for 3.5 years fought off any suggestion that Joe Biden wasn't all there mentally, changing all of that very quickly and behind the scenes saying, yes, we need to invoke this 25th Amendment. And
I mean, if that's the case, the whole thing, we were talking last week about how people are like, well, it was a coup. Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds coup-y to me.
Yeah, when I think coup, I generally think military coup.
Oh, absolutely, but
it doesn't have to be a military coup.
There exists a non-military coup. It's a civilian coup.
Right. And this was a lot of like backrooms dealing stuff. Unfortunately, for a lot of normies, you won't know. This is how a lot of politics works.
I didn't realize Obama was still pulling that many strings.
Oh, he's the kingmaker. Buddy. He's the kingmaker behind the scenes. He's the guy who is probably the most popular in the party and outside the party too. There's a lot of Republicans I know that I'll talk to, and the Republicans are like, I would vote for Obama right now. Like, I would vote for him if he was able to run for office again. So he wields that power, I guess, according to Seymour Hersh, if this story is indeed true.
Where are you seeing this? I can't find it.
He has a Substack where he wrote this, but I've seen screenshots of the entire post that he wrote. He's on, let me see if I can find the name of the thing that he writes for now. I don't have it here, but he wrote it on his Substack, where he publishes stuff now. And Seymour Hersh, if you look at his Wikipedia, you'll see he's incredibly well-connected. He's not some kook. He's certainly not some right-wing guy. He's not a Republican guy. He's none of those things. Could he be wrong? He could be wrong, but I'd love to hear a response to all of this. I'd love to hear all parties that were mentioned to this say whether this happened or not, whether they threaten invoking the 25th Amendment to Biden.
Now, if they were to say, no, we didn't do that, anyone going to believe it?
Well, I would then say, like, what evidence does Hirsch have? Like, what does he have for evidence that this is what actually occurred behind the scenes? Come forward with somebody
Why
or something.
wouldn't he give that evidence when he was making statements like this and writing reports?
He's pretty well known for using anonymous sources.
Yeah,
a lot of the stuff he did about Watergate, and
which is why I think he gets the info he gets.
Yeah,
sure,
because
There's
people
the
will
age
go
of
like
receipts.
Yes, yeah, I agree that will be a problem for him moving forward. But that very well could have been how this played out, and it would absolutely explain the 180 turnabout from we're going to be on the campaign trail next week. We're just getting started. No way are we stepping down.
Do you think maybe that explains a little bit why we learned of his dropping down on Twitter instead of some sort of televised address?
Yeah, maybe it could be because he wasn't happy that he had to make the decision if that was the case. Kevin on YouTube says, Sean makes this up. Yep, that's what I'm doing here. I like to, on a daily basis, just vamp and completely invent stuff.
He would have come up with a funnier name.
Just
Seymour Butts.
If you don't know who Seymour Hirsch is, I can understand why you might be reticent to believe the words that are coming out of my mouth. But it sounds to me like he really knew what he was talking about here, and this does line up with a lot of stuff. Dan says the Hirsch story is behind a paywall, but I'd like to know what source he spoke to specifically about the 25th Amendment threat. I'll either repost or
it's not
post.
I was going to say it's not behind a paywall, but this post is for paid subscribers. Yep.
Yeah. That's why you got to use that sweet little disabled JavaScript plugin. And you hit that, and there you go.
How's it going? A little
Sounds like a poop.
Reveals everything to you at that point. I'd be willing to bet something similar to that did go down. It just explains a lot, but who knows? Tipsofthenewsjunkie.com and Deft Lizard emails the show. Hey, Sean, so I just had a conversation with my wife, explaining to her how I would be down to try human muscle/flesh if given the opportunity.
Okay.
Strange convo going on here.
Chill convo between.
She replied, asking if I was talking about in a survival situation, which she would understand and be okay with. I explained that no, I would try it regardless if it was an ethical and legal way. She couldn't fathom how cannibalism could be done ethically. So I explained your reasoning in past shows and how I agreed. She doesn't seem to come down on our side, so I was hoping you could rehash it and explain how it's a natural curiosity.
Any of her lines like, what the hell are you listening to during the day?
Turn off that show. We can't have that. Much love and respect, Wiggles and Pops, Def Lizard. Oh, if only I had the time, Def Lizard. You know what? Later in the show, I'll hold your email over here to the side. And if we have some time, I'll litigate that. It's bad territory for me, but I got a pretty solid argument, I think. We shall see what you think about it later. When we come back, though, I believe our friend Amy Celd from Fox 35 will be joining the show. She's going to tell us what's happening all over the place, get us caught up with her life and everything in between. We always have fun with her, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Casino passes for the 2024 Just Call Mo Real Radio Celebrity Poker Tournament are still available. Go to realradio.fm/poker for more info.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Authorities are still working on a couple accidents here on Silver Star Road, eastbound at Apopka Vineland Road. There's an accident causing a roadblock on Orange Blossom Trail near Oak Ridge Road. And watch out for an accident on Orange Avenue near Michigan Street. That's causing a bit of commotion there. Just travel with caution in these areas. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Kia Center this Saturday and Sunday. Brought to you by BKT Tires, Morgan & Morgan, and your local Ford dealers. You have to see it live, so don't miss it. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
City fans, Leagues Cup 2024 is almost here. Your chance to see 3 nations, 2 leagues, and top-tier talent compete for ultimate bragging rights. It starts Friday, July 26th at 8 p.m. when your Lions take on Canada's CF Montreal. Grab your tickets now at orlandocitysc.com/tickets.
This is the sound of turning small bets into legendary wins. Only on the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app. The sound of parlays. The sound of paydays. The sound of watching the game will never be the same. Hard Rock Bet has already paid out millions and millions in parlays to people across Florida. Download Hard Rock Bet now, and if your first bet doesn't win, get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Shipley Donuts. Now open on South Cimarron Boulevard.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to what's happening right now at the Olympics on 2 Guys, 5 Rings, the essential iHeart podcast for the Summer Games.
Have you ever carried a torch for someone?
It's all about the athletes.
Simone Biles is about to be taken on the ride of her life astrologically.
And the culture.
I'm Matt Rogers. And I'm Bowen Yang. We're the 2 Guys.
Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app. Search 2 Guys, 5 Rings and start listening.
Cam found out that group chats between different phones aren't private.
Or encrypted.
Thank you. We only text in code.
Yes, which I created. I created a code.
Yes. Which can be a little annoying.
Wait, was that your attempt at the code?
You already forgot the code, didn't you?
I should have written it down.
The place to safely send messages between different devices. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. And you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. Now you can buy 2 windows and get the 3rd absolutely free.
Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS or visit newsouthwindow.com.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand. It's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products. It's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just 1 visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just 1 visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Portions of the
the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Radio, 104.1.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
Thanks for hanging out with us on a lovely Monday. We appreciate you, and we'll get to some of your comments here momentarily also on the email side. But I wanted to bring up this chart that I saw, and I know it seems boring to get into chart talk, but just follow along with me for a second.
Chart
time. Gonna look at chart talk on the show is a big thing, and this is, I thought, was pretty interesting. They show the share of high school seniors who haven't drank, smoked cigarettes, or smoked marijuana in the previous 30 days. And if you go back to 1980, the 70s and the 80s, it was around only 5% of students could say that they hadn't drank, smoked cigarettes, or smoked marijuana in the last month, right? Now, that's what you would consider like straight edge or whatever back then, just meaning you're not doing things to get high or drunk as a high school senior. Now that number is at about 40%. It went from 5% of students in high school abstaining from things like smoking and drinking smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana to 40% of the kids aren't getting high, aren't getting buzzed, aren't smoking cigarettes. And
what are they doing for fun?
When I saw that, I was like, this can't mean that there's like 40% of high school seniors that aren't getting into stuff like this. It just must mean that the target is shifted, I would think, right? Like if you included kids who are doing Zyn or who are vaping or, who are like in a different category other than this, I feel like it would fill that back in because there's just no way. Like think about your high school senior year. Think about what all your friends were doing and what life was like. Like, a lot of people you knew were either smoking cigarettes, drinking, smoking weed, whatever. It was totally normal in high school life to do that.
Yeah. I also think, like, to put smoking weed and drinking in the same category as smoking cigarettes is kind of...
I think they're just trying to cover the bases of, like, doing things they're not legally allowed to do.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, they're breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
Yeah, they're being bad kids or however you want to frame it. Like I said, being straight edge, which is a very outdated term. Nobody, as far as I'm aware, uses straight edge anymore. But it used to refer to kids who didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't do any of that stuff. It was very attached to music as well. They would identify themselves with like the X's on their hands, which came from the fact that when you went into a club and you couldn't drink, you get an X on your hands. And whatever the new version of that is.
And you go straight to the bathroom to wash off that X.
Right. Whatever the new version of that is, they're not doing this stuff anymore. And I don't know, it's a strange time. I'm seeing a lot of different things happen out there in the world. I'm seeing a rise in goth people for the first time in 10 years or something. What happened to goth people? Goth people disappeared. And I'm seeing like 3-4 goth people a day when I'm roaming around doing something. There's crowds of people. I'll go, son of a bitch, dead of summer. There's a goth right there. She's got an umbrella over her head to keep the sunshine off of her. God forbid. And I was like, there's something happening here. But I don't know exactly what it is. Victoria on Facebook says, I have 3 teenagers, and it's not the cool thing anymore. Yeah, I've heard a lot of things like this. There's just been a shift in this direction. Maybe because we were at a point where it was ubiquitous that kids would mess around with alcohol and would smoke marijuana and would do all those things. And when things become ubiquitous, they become lame and they get rejected. From what I can see, like watching culture unfold in real time over a long period of time, you usually have young people. It's usually high schoolers, freshmen, sophomores, whatever, in high school that will come up with a trend. I'll give you a couple examples. One, I swear to God, this was a thing. When I was in middle school and high school, all of a sudden kids started to come to school with pacifiers in their mouths. Adults, well, not adults, but, kids who shouldn't have pacifiers in their mouth with pacifiers. And it went from being a thing to like, you don't have a pacifier? What are you, a loser?
I thought
Look
that
at
was
this guy without the pacifier.
I thought the pacifier was a drugs thing.
Yeah, like a rave.
Yes, but it started being a thing in schools when some like California high schools and middle schools had a couple of kids who stepped up and they're like, I'm going to do this. And then that rolls from there. And then everybody gets involved. And then a trend, and this is a strange example because of where I'm going to go next, but let's say it's like dyeing your hair purple. It starts in those middle schools and those high schools. And then it rolls out to people who are hip and with fashion, but a little bit older. And then it rolls out to like your mom and your aunt are doing it. And then like old boomers are doing it. And you go, okay, reverse course. We don't want to, it's not cool anymore.
Mom jeans are back.
It's not a thing. We got to get away from this. The mom jeans thing is another trend that just exploded like that. I'll tell you one that was huge. Piercing. Really, we went the opposite way on piercing. When I was in high school, everybody had like an eyebrow ring or a tongue ring or a nose ring or something. And now a lot of that is just kind of gone the way of the dinosaur. And it's weird to see all these big shifts happening. And we're watching some of that in real time. If you have a kid who's of that age, let us know your experience. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and fire us off a dispatch right now. There she is. Amy Celd joining us
all right.
from her car today.
Amy,
can you hear us? Oh, I don't know if she can hear us yet.
Hello?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Amy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I gotcha. There you are. Can you hear us loud and clear?
I can just barely hear you guys. I don't know why. It's probably because I've not done this from my car ever. So I'm gonna try to hear you guys. Okay.
Oh, we hear you loud and clear. Just for the record.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll try
okay, I'm gonna have to hold you up to my ear like I'm making a phone call. I can't do the Zoom thing.
The weirdest conversation we've ever had. First of all, we've got the Olympics underway, and I saw that some of the water polo stuff was either coming up or on now. Do your kids take particular interest in that? Because I know one of them, at least, has been into the water polo world, right?
They love it. So they have been watching. Yeah. So they watched the girls' game. So the girls, the USA women played Greece, and they did great. I think the final score was like 15-8. Mm-hmm. So that was fun. But what's really cool to them is the underwater cameras, because I think I've told you guys that the underwater cameras show the stuff that nobody ever sees.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you guys watched the USA men play Italy, but they kept showing these underwater shots, and you could see the players would grab each other's suits underwater.
Really? Huh.
And if you look closely, now you guys know the suits are very tiny, right? So that doesn't cover much. So like they would grab the suits and like yank, and you could see you could see everything.
Is that allowed?
So then they would have to I mean, technically no, but they always say what the refs can't see under the water, they can't penalize.
Oh, no.
But now with these underwater cameras, we can see what's going on, but the refs still can't see that.
That's
so
strange.
it was bad.
Wow.
It was really bad.
I should have known. Any kind of sport where people start to get competitive, you got the things that you don't know about like this. And I wonder if now that they're highlighting it, maybe they'll start to change and maybe enforce that.
Suits.
Something, right? I'd be locking myself in. I don't know what I could have, but I'd make sure that didn't happen to me. Did you watch the opening ceremonies?
I did.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think?
I thought it was interesting.
Okay. I reject out of hand the idea that this was a good idea to do this in boats. I don't like the boats thing.
You didn't like the boats?
No, I'm not a fan of them doing it like with all the athletes in the boats instead of like they usually do it at a stadium and they walk around the track. I didn't like that as much.
Well, because it feels so. Here's the thing, like a couple things. One, I felt terrible that it was pouring rain the whole time, right? That was terrible. Mm-hmm. I thought it was way too long. I mean, like it ended up being like 5.5 hours or something insane.
Yeah, it was long.
But the thing, you're right, Sean, like the thing that's cool about the Olympics, right, is that it's all the countries come together. But what happened is you had them all separated on boats. And then there were a few boats where, the teams weren't that big. And so they would have like multiple teams like on one boat, like they had one where like, I think they had like one team on the front of the boat and then were able to fit 2 more teams on top. But But that's the beauty of the Olympics. It's everybody coming together, and we never had that feeling where like, oh, look, everybody's together in one place.
Yeah,
you know,
right. I like that about the Olympics. That's what I'm kind of into. Did you see Celine Dion's performance?
Okay, I finally went to bed because what time? She didn't come on until it was like what time? Like 11:30 or something crazy.
That's late for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was the weekend though, wasn't it?
Oh, I went back. I did go back and watch it afterwards, and I thought it was amazing. And then the other thing I thought was a little strange was Kelly Clarkson and Peyton Manning being like the two. I was like, what am I missing here? Like, I get it. Peyton Manning's a great athlete, but football's not in the Olympics. And Kelly, I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, it feels like they're just taking
NBC
people that
for you.
They think America likes. They're like, America likes these people. Throw them together. C-Lane said he was watching some of the coverage, and it. What's his name was on it? Who's the comedian? Kevin.
There's a show with Kevin Hart and Kenan Thompson.
Yes,
where they kind of like recap a lot of the games and interview people, but it's supposed to be a comedy show. Like it's mostly like them riffing off each other. It's also like R-rated. Like they were cursing a lot in it.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that seems strange
That
for the
is
Olympics.
odd.
Right. And somebody said, have you seen the swimsuit controversy where this Dutch swimmer has a bathing suit that everybody's talking about, and they weren't even sure if it was legal? I got to tell you, though, I'm looking at the photograph of the bathing suit, and I don't see what's so super controversial about it. Let me try.
I haven't looked. Now I got to go see.
Yeah, this is
You
the
have
guy.
it pulled up? Oh, what?
Oh, he looks
John.
naked. I got to be
Oh,
honest.
yeah, it looks like his skin. Okay.
It looks
does.
like he's wearing a buff flap.
It does. It looks like it's just skin on the side, but that's the print on the side of his suit. I'll put this up on See It Now over on the newsjunkie.com. So there was a lot going on this weekend, obviously. What was the big story for you guys this morning on Fox 35, Amy?
Oh, gosh. Well, a couple of things. We're talking about this potential tropical system, which I'm sure you guys have heard about. So the problem with it is that it's like there's just so much uncertainty right now with where it's going to go. And I think that there's like two different models. One's got it kind of not even, coming all the way up the coast basically on the Atlantic side, that it would kind of stay off of our coast. Then another one has it coming up on the Gulf side. But what's interesting is right now the American model doesn't have this thing really turning out to be much of anything. It's the European model that's kind of like pushing more of it's going to turn into something.
Yeah.
Whatever it's going to be, Brooks, at least at this point, does not think it's going to be anything major. He said maybe it could get upgraded to a tropical storm, which means we would get, some rain potentially.
Man, Brooks this morning also dropped a line today where I was like, really had to sit there and think about it. He's like, you can have a bad Monday or have no Monday at all.
Ooh.
So I'll go with the bad Monday. I'm like, in that way, sure, absolutely.
Existential dread over on Fox 35.
And he's
All
like,
right.
it's going to be humid. I'm like, you're right, but at least we're here on a Monday, Brooks.
Yeah, he's right. He's not wrong about that. When is the worst part usually of hurricane season? Is that August and September kind of, or?
September 10th is what we call peak.
Okay.
So September 10th is peak hurricane season. And you guys remember Beryl was very early, considering, right? There was because I remember that one got all the way up to like a Cat 5 at one point, and then thankfully did not. I think it finally hit Texas as like a Cat 1.
Yeah.
But you guys saw how much damage it caused just as a Cat 1 with all the flooding and all the poor Texans that lost power and were without power for like a week. And so you guys know even a storm that doesn't get up to major status can still cause a ton of problems.
Yeah.
But September 10th, Sean, that's the technically the
Big
peak
day.
of hurricane season.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
C-Lane.
And
Oh, wait, is that C-Lane's birthday?
No, mine's
next
the
day.
11th.
Next day.
Oh, okay.
Real quick, on a personal note, I saw some of your postings that you had these friends young people,
yes.
in a terrible accident that ended up passing. So obviously, our thoughts and all this that's
Thank
got to
you,
be
Sean.
insanely tough. And is it really strange being somebody like yourself in the news when you do a story and the people? You actually know the people who passed away.
So it's a heartbreaking story. And just to bring everybody into the loop on what happened, my friends Fawn and Matt, we had just left dinner on Wednesday night in New Smyrna Beach. and they were driving back home, and a motorcyclist, they think going at a very high rate of speed, slammed into the side of their vehicle so hard that basically both caught on fire. Gosh. And they just didn't have any chance to get out. And so they're both in their mid-40s. Matt was a loved teacher at Creekside Middle School, which is in Volusia County, and Fawn was a teacher at Daytona State. They had 4 kids, so he was their stepfather, but 4 kids. And thankfully their dad is still with them. So their dad will be able to take care of them, and make sure all their needs are met. But, just beautiful people and just loved by everyone who knew them. And I'm just heartbroken about it.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, Sean, thanks, Sabrina. It's one of those stories that, and it's happened to me a couple other times in my career where, when I was, at a church in Longwood that my kids attended, and their children's ministry teacher was murdered in a domestic violence incident, and I had to talk about that on television. It's just, and you guys know, because you're ingrained in this community and you've lived here a long time, it's that when these tragedies happen, and you have to speak about them, it's incredibly difficult. But sadly, it is part of life, and it's a horrific part of being an adult that, none of us enjoy.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it makes me angry when I hear about the reckless driving angle of stories like this, and people who are acting in such a selfish way that they seem to not care if their actions bring this kind of outcome, a terrible outcome to somebody else, just totally innocent people just trying to live their life, And when I see people zooming through traffic, when I saw a bunch of people driving like this weekend, it does. I don't get road rage, but I get a different sort of anger where I'm like, couldn't you just care a little bit more about other human beings who exist on the planet, maybe, and not drive like this? So yeah, I saw that, and that I thought that must be so frustrating for you and sad. So, obviously our thoughts with you on that one.
Thank you so much. And we're still waiting on the final police report to find out exactly what happened. But I mean, regardless, 3 people are gone, and it's just in an instant. And I think what it proves to all of us is that, tomorrow is not promised, and make sure you tell the people that you love them.
Hey, Amy, what do you think about this sheriff?
In that case, we love you, Amy.
Yeah, love you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you too.
What do you think about this sheriff in this Madeline Soto case? Do you think that this guy's gonna get in any trouble because he accidentally posted the photo of her body on Instagram?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So this is one of those stories that, and getting back to the Maddie Soto case, so this is a little girl who disappeared in February. Come to find out that this man who had been living with her and her mother in the home, police say that he had a bunch of pictures on his phone that indicated that there had been some type of sexual abuse in the home. He is now behind bars on first-degree murder charges, awaiting trial. He's not made any court appearances, by the way,
which has been
bizarre.
really.
Which is, it is. It's the whole case is we still have a lot of questions about this case. But what happened is that Marco Lopez, who is the sheriff in Osceola County, had made an Instagram post not about Maddie, but about something else. And there was a picture in this Instagram post that was believed to be from the crime scene. I'm not sure how the sheriff knew or got wind that it was in there, or somebody must have probably said, hey, by the way, this picture ended up in there, and that the picture was deleted. But that's a good question, Sean. And I think that basically the Osceola Orange County prosecutor's office is saying that, he should have known. Obviously, the picture was in there. You're not allowed to post these types of pictures. So we'll wait and see. I think right now the court date's not until December, or the next date's not till December. So we still have a while before we're going to know for sure exactly what happens with this.
Is that something that's common, though, within law enforcement, like cell phones, that crime scene photos
shooting them back and forth,
or just on the phone? If this is like, back in the day, it used to be a photographer that was there taking crime scene photos. But nowadays, like, do you put it past a responding officer that needs to take these as evidence that it's going to be on his work phone, or now do we have to kind of go back and think like maybe we just go to the camera stuff again, so that this could never happen?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I think that's part of the problem, right, with this modern technology is that it's just so easy, right, to just share these photos. And I'm sure what happened is somebody went out to the crime scene and took a bunch of photos. Now, the photo that I saw of the one that he was posted, you could not actually see a body. There was no and I don't want people to get the impression that there was something, that was grotesque or that was, a terrible scene. You couldn't actually even really tell in the photo what it was. It just looked like a piece of clothing that was kind of sticking up. So, I mean, it wasn't certainly anything that anybody would be offended by.
Gotcha.
But it's still the principle of it, I think. And that's a good question, Sabrina. I'm not exactly sure how all of that works now as far as, who takes the crime scene photos. Because you're right, there would be specific, like a CSI team, right, that goes out there and they're the ones in charge of the scene. I'm sure there is somebody who's designated to take photos and they're probably just doing it on a phone.
But I have seen like body cam footage where a responding officer is taking photos, like, and that is stuff that is used in their case.
You mean like with an actual camera, like not like
with their
phone? Yeah. With their phone. Oh, okay, really? Yeah. I mean, I guess it's super convenient, but it just seems like a lot of bad things like this could happen, unfortunately. All right, she's the best. Look at her. She's
love you guys.
So professional. She's jumping on here with us, even though she can't even barely hear us, and still nailing her appearance. Yes, you sound fantastic, and we hope you have a fantastic week as well, Amy.
Did C-Lane tell you I'm calling you from the eye doctor's office? I had to run to the eye doctor's office and right as soon as the show ended. So I was like, okay. I said, I'm at the eye doctor. I'm going to call you from the car. So I still have to go in and pay.
Okay.
Just leave, Amy. Just go now.
Just start the car and go.
That's a weird dine and dash right there. That's the next level one. All right, Amy Caulfield from Fox 35. We love you. We'll see you next week, Amy.
See ya.
All right, there she goes. Amy Caulfield. Make sure you're watching her every single morning on Fox 35 if you're local, and no matter where you are right now, you can wake up with the best news out there. It's one of the sources that I use absolutely every morning, fox35orlando.com. Running a little behind. We'll get to a big announcement this weekend. We'll get to this email with somebody checking in with us. I got some killer Trump clips from this weekend.
Oh man, there was that one that everybody was going nuts over.
We'll see if I have that one, because there was a bunch this weekend. I was like, okay, here we go. We'll put this to the side for Monday. So we'll get into all that as we roll on. It's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The right lane is blocked due to an accident on State Road 408 eastbound near the Greenway there. There's an earlier accident on Orange Blossom Trail at Oak Ridge Road, still causing a bit of commotion. On I-4 this afternoon, you can expect your regular delays eastbound before State Road 429, and there's delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535 there. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hey, DQ fans, the $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal will leave you and your wallet full. Grab a bacon cheeseburger and order of regular fries, a drink, and a sundae for a whole lot of happy. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
I'm John Morgan. When people stop me to ask, what's my case worth, here's what I tell them. All law firms are not the same at all. You see, the most important part of anyone's injury case is the firm you hire. The insurance company knows exactly which firms fight for full value and which firms will settle your case for pennies on the dollar. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. $3 billion last year alone. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50 pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-993-1358. 800-993-1358.
That's 800-993-1358.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Funerals are expensive. Do we have enough for ours?
Yeah, I bought Smart Bunny final expense insurance.
Get up to $25,000 coverage for funeral expenses and other needs for as little as $14 a month. Hop on the Smart Bunny app now for final expense insurance. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Enjoying the news junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you and your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. New South Window lives Florida weather, and that's why our windows and doors are designed to take on severe hurricanes and the most intense heat. They're built and installed by us, meaning better value and a lifetime guarantee for you. Give your family security that lasts a lifetime. Get New South proud.
Buy 2 of our products and get the 3rd free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
iHeartRadio is live from Paris.
The Paris Olympics underway.
With NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. 24 hours a day, you can listen to live coverage of swimming, basketball, volleyball, gymnastics, and all your favorite sports. Plus, Team USA exclusive coverage from Paris. Bring the summer games with you from your phone to your car, on your Alexa, or wherever you listen. Open the free iHeart app now and enable push notifications for live updates from Paris. iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening. Today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1. We'd tell you to check out the app chat room, but those people are weird and most.
Somebody put something in the wrong place, it seems.
Yeah. I'm just used to hearing the thing where we come back from break and then I play the rejoin, and I played the rejoin this time, and there's all of a sudden there's like a promo playing and chaos. No, I don't know why I ended up there to begin with. I mean, unless you put it there.
I didn't mean to. If so, I apologize. I am shooketh. because I went to run to the bathroom, and it seems like 4 out of 5 times that I use the bathroom right before commercial break, someone is cleaning it.
Yeah.
So I go down to the floor below, and it is out of a scary movie.
What's happening down
Nobody
there?
lives there, guys.
Nobody does?
I want to send you a video. It's like just the emergency lights are on, completely dark.
Is the bathroom working there?
The bathroom's working, but it was
that's like VIP bathroom now. Then,
yeah, but I was waiting for like a serial killer to come through and just stab me.
kind of worth it, right? Like if at every business,
to be
I think
stabbed while I'm hovering.
Well, if you have a big business that you work at, every big business has like that secret bathroom. The one where you go, it's a little off the beaten path, and when you go in there, there's nobody else in there. It's silence, and it's all just for you. You're in your own bathroom. You're kind of like away from everything, but
I don't ever number 2
not get murdered. Yeah,
and
you
or
might
get murdered. But I mean, I just got to tell you,
You don't poop at work?
no, I usually take
Boss
care of
makes
that.
$1, I make a dime.
Yeah.
I know that one. T. Ballard on YouTube says, please retract, RETRACK, your statement regarding the Seymour Hersh article. It appears to be an inauthentic claim. It would have been all over media by now. This is one of the dumbest arguments that I hear on any kind of regular basis. I remember right after it broke that Biden was out, I posted it, and it was like, fake news. This isn't real. It's not being reported by the mainstream media outlets that I go to confirm that things are actually happening. That is such a brain-dead way to view the news world. Trust me, I know more about this than you do, okay? This is what I do. This is my life's work. This is the world that I live in. So if I'm telling you something, I have a level of confidence in the thing that I'm telling you. Why? Because I don't like to be wrong. I don't like to look dumb. So if I bring it to you, it's probably correct. And if it's not, then I go back and I correct myself. But saying that you don't see it on CNN, so maybe this Seymour Hersh article is not true, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's just not how things work, okay? That is not how things work in the real world. Somebody said they were looking for something free of politics. We could do that for a moment. Let's go over to something else here. I wanted to mention this anyways because I'm going to come at this, present myself for all of you as somebody who has no idea what's going on in this world, all right? In the news world, you don't know more than me. Sorry, that's the way it is. Most of the time in politics or anything like that when I'm talking about it, I'm very confident in the things that I know and the things that I'm talking about. In this world, I have no idea what's going on. I am clueless about what's happening here. So I was very surprised when there was a big event, Comic-Con, in California. It was going on this past weekend. I think it goes on for another weekend. I think it's longer than just one weekend. And at the event, they had a big reveal, right? And they got all of these Dr. Dooms up on the stage. You can see here, I know this is not the best video if you're watching, but if you can't tell what's going on, I'll explain it for everybody. There's a stage and there's 20 Dr. Dooms. They all have their green cloaks, I guess you would say they are. And they have that Dr. Doom mask. And they're all standing there in some sort of strange way on the stage, a little bit intimidating. And one of them comes up and pulls off his mask, and it's Robert Downey Jr. And he's revealed as the new Dr. Doom. He's going to be a villain in the Marvel world, and he's going to play Dr. Doom. Please help me out here. How do we make sense of this? How can he be Iron Man and then be, or are we supposed to ignore?
Multiverse, dude. Come on.
It's not happening in the same universe as the universe where he was Iron Man. That's what's going on here.
So, I guess spoiler alert, but it's been many years now. So if you are, spoiler alert, Iron Man died. Yeah,
rip
2019 Avengers Endgame. So he's going to be playing the villain of Victor Von Doom, a.k.a. Dr. Doom, in the next 2 Avengers movies. So when he revealed, he said, new mask, same task. I just like playing complicated characters. As far as where it goes, from what I understand, it'll be multiverse. Now, any Marvel people, please correct me, but when you saw Ryan Reynolds, he was Green Lantern 1, but now he is Deadpool. But Deadpool, prior to that, you're Spider-Mans. There's 3 different Spider-Mans because
it's a Spider-Man.
Okay, here's how I'm coming at this. Isn't the multiverse just a really lame way to explain away everything? Where you don't have to live within any boundaries?
To it, man.
I hate it. I think that's lame. I think it's like...
Not when you're invested in all the movies.
You can do whatever you want, and there's no consequences.
No,
you can kill off...
There's a lot of consequences in the multiverse.
No, because you just say, well, now we have a new multiverse. And in that multiverse, Iron Man never died. And so that now we live in this world, and Iron Man's still around. It feels like you could just use it as an excuse to rewrite things.
Or sell more comic books.
No, but then you have movies in which those clash with each other, and then they have an effect on other multiverses, multi-buy. And with that, you have a franchise that goes on forever and ever. But I think when it comes down to it, like Robert Downey Jr., at least when he played Iron Man, is one of the greatest, cinematic characters. So I'm sure they're very happy to have him back, especially
Iron
with
Man,
this new Doctor Doom.
Iron Man was one of the, in the early big comic book movies that launched the gigantic, Spider-Man and all these movies they started it, and then everything became about these comic book movies. And I'm just going down on the record myself. I don't know if this is a popular opinion or unpopular opinion. I don't like the multiverse stuff. I think that's kind of dumb, and it's weird storytelling. But that's
you gotta
neither
watch
here
the
nor
movies,
there.
and then it would be a little less dumb for you. I think
I've watched them all. I don't know that there's too many I haven't seen, except for the new Deadpool one that's in theaters. I missed one of the Thor movies I haven't seen, and I haven't seen.
You've seen the TV shows. You've seen like all of the Hulks, all of the.
No,
Yeah,
but I've seen almost all the movies. I've seen almost all the movies. I've seen a lot of the stuff that's out there. I just don't want. I want there to be like one timeline. It becomes weird. Anyhow,
it's hard to keep it all straight. It's an article in theweek.com on how Iron Man became Dr. Doom. It says the 75-year history of Marvel Comics includes countless variations on body swap and alternate reality plot lines, and indeed, there are versions of Dr. Doom in the Marvel multiverse who are actually Tony Stark, according to IGN.
Ooh, that's fun.
so stupid.
I'm on your side here.
I don't like it. It makes it so you could just infinitely recreate characters so you can continue to sell their IP so you can make more money. What this does show is that comic book movies aren't dead yet. No way, no how. They're putting some big movies together with huge budgets and at least 2 Doctor Doom movies, I guess. And there's going to be a lot more. They're sticking around for a while. I thought maybe we were heading in a new direction. We were going to get some of these toy movies, Barbie kicking that off, Lego being in the picture too, I guess you could say, which was really a surprise hit. There's a Transformers movie coming out that's not like the Shia LaBeouf ones, but instead is more about the toys Transformers and all that nostalgia. That's what I thought we were going to see more of, but maybe they're going to keep cranking out these damn comic book movies. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record on your first dispatch right now.
I mean, the obvious choice is like, hey, we can end the story and we don't have any more movies to make, or we can just keep, Control-Alt-deleting this thing and just cash checks.
Yeah, there's no punishments to be had. There's no, and no hits to be had for bad writing. Okay, when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? The first weekend of the Olympics is in the books, and according to some viewers, full of testicles. Sinead O'Connor's cause of death is out, and so is the wax statue of her that really didn't compare at all. Plus, imagined it was communism, and then you lose your job. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. The uncle you love. Who also frightens you? The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1. iHeartRadio Olympics Update.
American Sagan Madalena just missed a medal today in Paris, finishing 4th in the women's 10-meter air rifle. Despite missing the podium, Madalena does more than enough to make America proud.
She is a sergeant in the U.S. Army, part of their marksmanship unit.
Also today, women's tennis star Coco Gauff advanced in the marquee men's match. Novak Djokovic eliminated Rafael Nadal.
For NBC's live coverage from Paris, search Olympics on the free iHeartRadio app.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hi there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Today we've got likely rain chances, and they're likely to start a little bit earlier than typically. Anywhere between noon and 4 p.m. will be our highest shot at some downpours. Storms could pack lightning as well as wind gusts over 40 miles per hour. Our high temperature 91 degrees. For the rest of this week, warming up, and so too are the tropics. Tracking a tropical disturbance. Stay tuned on that. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Monster Jam. Massive stunts. All-out racing. Crazy skills. Monster Jam. As big as it gets. The fun begins at the pit party, where you can meet the drivers, get autographs, take pictures, and see the trucks up close. Get your $20 pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Must have valid event ticket to enter pit party. Restrictions may apply. Rules and activities are subject to change. Visit website for event details. Coming to Kia Center this Saturday and Sunday.
It's time for Renewal by Anderson's USA Proud Moment. Renewal by Anderson brings you inspiring designs and elevated customer experience. Today, we celebrate our USA athletes on their incredible journey from USA to Paris. Just as each athlete represents the spirit of determination and pride, Renewal by Anderson represents quality and American craftsmanship in every home. USA made, USA proud. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Oh, Downy in the rinse change. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes 100% of odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? Easy Cater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. Easy Cater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with Easy Cater. Start your order at easycater.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to what's happening right now at the Olympics on Two Guys, Five Rings, the essential iHeart podcast for the Summer Games.
Have you ever carried a torch for someone?
It's all about the athletes.
Simone Biles is about to be taken on the ride of her life astrologically.
And the culture.
I'm Matt Rogers. And I'm Bowen Yang. We're the Two Guys.
Listen to Two Guys, Five Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search Two Guys, Five Rings, and start listening.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to goodrx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
3 best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture.
And beyond. If you miss any of the show today or ever, you can always go to the website and get the podcast. It's free. It's ready for you on iHeartRadio, and you can find it at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I'm going to go out and bend over, and you just rock me with it.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
You need a cigarette, Sean?
Nah, I'm fine. I'm good.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. We are going into the end of July. That means you are almost 30 days out of the new Hometown Heroes program. That is $100 million that's going to help with down payment assistance for those that are buying their very first home, maybe haven't owned a home in the past 3 years, and veterans and active duty military members. So see if you qualify by going to thatmortgageguydawn.com and fill out the application. That Mortgage Guy Dawn is here for you. And thank you for your service.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydawn.com.
It was a mere 41 years ago, 1983. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this movie.
I wasn't alive.
But it was an arousing film, they called it.
Really?
And this was the theme song.
It was arousing?
Arousing, like boners.
I don't know this. No, I don't think I know this.
Phoebe Cates. It opened to theaters on this day. It also features Betsy Russell. Anything coming to mind?
No.
All right, you can go ahead and Google, but you cannot show on the stream. And the reason why I pulled it is it's the 41-year. By the way, is no small feat.
No, that's
that
tough.
Hurts.
That's a lot of bouncage.
And then to the Saw movies after the first two. So congratulations, happy anniversary.
Oh, you know what I finally watched this weekend? Your pitch was finally successful. I finally watched Insidious Chapter 2 this weekend.
10 years ago.
We were like, what scary movies haven't we seen? I'm like, what about that Insidious thing? We watched the first two of them. That was a fun movie. It was fun.
Good times.
Yeah, I should have watched it a long time ago.
Well, just wait till my next pitch. Right now, we have to do some recaps of the big games.
Yeah.
The Olympics. Rundowns of some of the fun and viral moments from the opening weekend of the Summer Olympics in Paris. They say Celine Dion's comeback performance, highlight of the Olympics. You mentioned earlier it was. No one could be happier than the man who crip walked with the torch in his hand, and that was Snoop D-O Double G. I also saw that he was next to the wife, I believe, of one of the swimmers as he was swimming his way to the gold, and she was like, "Come on, baby," and he's just like, "Gold, gold, 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 gold," and sure enough, the guy got gold.
Nice.
They say overall the opening ceremony went off without a hitch, aside from rain. There was lots of rain, apparently. The first time it's rained during an Olympics opening ceremony since 1952.
Holy cow, that's kind of surprising, actually.
Is that good luck? Alanis
I don't know.
Morissette style, ironic. Some viewers thought that there was an embarrassing X-rated wardrobe malfunction during the opening ceremony. The X-rated part being they thought someone's balls were exposed.
All right.
You got your nards, you got your balls, you got your grapes and your berries, you got your taxi, your stone, you got your...
I would say pull up the photo because it's not really what happened.
Oh,
but it looks
risky click.
Not an Olympic athlete, a background performer for the French singer-songwriter Philippe Catherine.
What am I even supposed to search here?
Olympic-sized balls.
Yeah. X-rated wardrobe malfunction, Olympics. French singer.
Wardrobe. Okay.
It turned out to be an optical illusion, and it was just and I quote, round hole in the man's tights.
Okay, this is really...
Does it look like a testicle, Sean?
It does, yeah, it does.
Okay, but it is a wardrobe malfunction.
It's allegedly not.
All right, well...
Quite the scene.
There you have it, my friends. South Korea was announced as the Democratic Peoples of the Republic of Korea. So that's a whoopsies, which is the name of North Korea. South Korean Sports Ministry had said it's planned to submit a strong complaint with France on a government level over the error. Since then, France has apologized.
Yeah, they get mad about this a lot. You know what usually happens, believe it or not? They usually play the wrong anthem when somebody's getting their medal.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and so they'll play like the North Korea one for South Korean or the opposite, and they get real mad.
Didn't they play like an anthem from Borat once?
They did for Kazakhstan. They did. Absolutely. Yeah, they played the Borat one.
Oh, you only had one job. Beyonce introduced the athletes that make up the American team in a promotional video, and Simone Biles, huge fan of it. Not a fan of her hurt foot, but still killed it, according to C-Line. There was a lot of unusual artsy weirdness that showed up in the ceremonies. Nothing was cooler than the metal horse that rode down the river. There was no boat. It was just a metal horse that apparently has some buoyancy. So there you have it, my friends. A Polish journalist, to wrap up the Olympics weekend one, has now been suspended for calling this song right here.
Imagine?
Imagine. And a state broadcaster was suspended after, during the Olympic Games opening ceremony, he reacted to...
It is. That's weird.
They issued a statement, TVP.
Man, could you imagine the jokes your dad would be telling if he saw that?
He might be telling them still.
He likes those Polish jokes. Or he did.
Okay, so it says...
He was killed by a Polish man.
What?
No, he just died. I was trying to make light of the fact that he was dead. But thanks now for letting it simmer. This is getting better and better as the time goes by.
Wait for it.
Still
now,
dead.
they say that the journalist and sports commentator, this is a hard name, Pizarroslaw Bayabaraz.
It sounded like the clip we played where, what was that guy trying to say?
If you were to reverse what I just said, it would say something about...
Remember
Acapulco?
The clip we played of Lou Dobbs trying to say, no, it wasn't Acapulco.
No.
Tijuana. Anyway.
No, it wasn't.
What about that newscaster who was like,
Yes.
caca, poo-poo caca. I'm sorry. That was the wrong one. It's Prze
Yeah.
Myslov. Prasmaslaw.
Sounds right to me.
Guadalajara.
Would not be allowed to comment on air anymore during the summer games. Lennon Song asked to imagine no heaven or hell, no countries, no possessions. And that person said, this is a vision of communism, unfortunately. And that's when TVP, which I assume stands for TV Poland, said, you out, dog, at least for the Olympics. So now someone who was not at the Olympics because just like your dad, they are dead as well.
Wow, it's still going on. All right.
I mean, I don't know how else to say.
Oh, Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor. And after the 1-year anniversary, which was this past Friday, they announced the cause of death.
Were you surprised by this?
I guess. I mean, remember, I think a lot of people were under the impression
suicide.
that she had attempted suicide quite a few times, but they say that it was a lot of breathing issues. The death certificate lists natural causes, but she passed from COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, exacerbated by bronchial asthma, also had been suffering from a respiratory tract infection at the time.
Damn.
Woof. Now, she was found unresponsive in her apartment in London a year ago, and even though she suffered from mental health issues for years, the mental health didn't play a direct role in her passing. And what better time for the National Wax Museum in Dublin to remove the brand new wax figure of Sinead? They said that was just unveiled a couple days before to mark the 1-year anniversary, almost immediately sparked backlash saying that it was, quote, inappropriate.
Why?
Because it was fugly.
Oh, it was bad looking?
Yeah, the museum said that they can do better and will look for a more accurate representation of O'Connor as they move forward with the next wax artist. So there you have it, my friends.
Is there a picture of it?
Yeah, I'm trying to find that.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
It is, it's a bit.
It looks like a child's doll.
What was that?
I'm looking at it here. It's not good.
That looks like a crash test dummy.
Yeah, it looks like it's not done. It looks like they didn't finish it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is it right next to a Star Wars character?
Yes, it's right next to a Star Wars character.
Did they pick the wrong one?
And it's like it's really, really white. Maybe she was
Is there a different
that
section, or is that like makes sense in the Wax Museum to have her right next to a Jedi?
I'll put it up on See It Now on thenewsjunkie.com.
On the boob tube, we have got, my friends, more Olympics. We had the 12th season premiere of Futurama, also on Hulu. The highlights with Kevin Hart and Kenan Thompson of the Olympics. Primetime Olympic coverage, The Bachelorette on ABC. 21st season premiere of Wildin' Out with Nick Cannon. And as far as late night, it's all repeats or Olympics coverage. Follow your dreams. I'm me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. Quick break. We're back in just a moment. We got to dive into these emails. I've got a collection of Trump clips from over the weekend. We'll see what he was saying whilst out on the campaign trail. Got a little weird, I think, but we'll check in. That's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Casino passes for the 2024 Just Call Mo Real Radio Celebrity Poker Tournament are still available. Go to realradio.fm/poker for more info.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. Goldsmithjewelry.com.
There's some delays to watch out for on I-4 this afternoon, westbound over the St. Johns River Bridge there. There's delays on I-4 westbound between County Road 46A and after State Road 434. Authorities are clearing up an accident. It's off to the shoulder now on State Road 408 eastbound near the Greenway. And you could expect your regular delays on I-4 before State Road 429 there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
I'm John Morgan, and I'm asking you to stand with me and vote yes on Amendment 3. Amendment 3 will be on your ballot in November, and it will allow adults to possess or safely use marijuana. And that's a very good thing. Amendment 3 will put an end to bad laws that not only cost us millions in law enforcement dollars, but also cost thousands of Floridians their freedom. Nearly 250 years ago, our nation declared our independence. Now it's time for us to declare our independence from laws that demand jail time for simply having or consuming marijuana. Our system of treating adults who consume marijuana as criminals is madness. Join me, John Morgan, in supporting our own Declaration of Independence and vote for the people and vote yes on Amendment 3.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart & Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Get ready for the Political Hobnob by the Hispanic Chamber of Metro Orlando, July 31st at Andretti Indoor Karting. Join this unique opportunity where business leaders, politicians, and community members come together to bridge a stronger future. Learn more at HispanicChamber.com.
Hey homeowners, Russ Rollins here to talk to you about something serious, your power bill. Last summer was tough, but this year could be even worse. So don't wait until the last minute to get protection and savings from solar power and backup power. Solar Source has a new pay-as-you-go solar package that lets you start with an affordable base system and add solar panels over time. Plus, their pay-as-you-go battery backup is awesome, and it lets you add critical backup power as you go. Schedule a free consultation at solarsource.com/monsters. Get ready for a stress-free summer.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
And now, another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey, shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
See you later.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Hit a home run with Jeremiah's tasty frozen treats. Introducing Jeremiah's new Batter Up series, layered with brownie batter Italian ice. Try these 3 new treats, including brownie a la mode, hay batter, and double fudge brownie. It's a lineup that hits it out of the park. Hop over to jeremiahsice.com today and find your nearest sweet spot and indulge in the ultimate brownie experience. Hit a home run with Jeremiah's tasty frozen treats. Find your nearest sweet spot at jeremiahsice.com.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Boss, did you know Safe Touch Security is the home of the 45-second or less guaranteed response?
Of course, it's just one of the reasons why I hate Safe Touch.
For a limited time, save up to 50% on select security systems. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. Now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free.
Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS or visit newsouthwindow.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This
New rule on emails. Keep it to shorter than one printed page, because some of you, like, I've been getting a lot of email. The uptick in email has been noticeable to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. And that's cool. I want to hear from you. I dig that. We can work that into the show. for people who want to be anonymous or people who don't want their voice on the air. That's great. But if you're droning on, the TLDR rule is in effect now. Okay, you got to keep it 1 page or shorter. Some of these like 4, 5, 6 page.
Jesus, man.
I don't know. Like, what am I going to do with this?
Time.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. We can't convey your message.
Chat GPT write your emails?
That's what I'm
Some
saying.
of them.
If you find yourself on 4 pages that you're about to send to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, copy paste to ChatGPT and ask them to summarize it.
Yeah, so give me this in like 3 paragraphs.
Easy.
Boom. And then you get
Even bullet
around
points.
the TLDR rule, and you're good to go. We have an email coming in from Decon to tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
Page
Good
1.
afternoon, News Junkie. In support of the individual who had the poo in the pants mishap, that was at the start of the show for those of you who missed it. It was a flight from hell. It was a very, very, very gross flight. And they even called the tower. We played the air traffic control audio of the pilots going, it's a mess back there. Everybody's puking, and then they're puking at other people puking, and then some passengers started all this by kind of exploding in a way. And he's talking about that. He said, I figured it's now time for me to speak up about my mishap to help lighten the load and embarrassment of the passenger who lost that brown bowel.
I've been waiting for this.
It was mid-August in 2005. I was 15 years old, riding my bike to various locations looking for my first job. After lunch at Arby's, my buddy and I rode over to the local movie theater where they were doing open interviews. I went in line eagerly, and it was my turn to speak with the hiring manager. Unbeknownst to me, there was a storm brewing. This is Decon speaking. While halfway through the line, my stomach began to protest. I attempted to gently alleviate myself by passing some gas. This particular...
Ooh, you don't like to gamble on a fart and lose. That's not good.
Not good, not good. This particular pocket of gas was stubborn and didn't want to skirt out. After applying what I thought was a suitable amount of pressure, I realized I went too far. I played chicken, and I lost. It was a matter of seconds before I and the candidates around me observed the breach.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me and everybody around me,
cake.
I was wearing shorts that day. I'm going to save your lunch and skip the next sentence.
No, it's done already. I
want to hear the next sentence.
Yeah, go for it.
The accumulation dripped continuously on the floor. As one would, I excused myself, trickling my way out the door. I hopped back on my bike and rode 2 miles back home. By the time I got home, I had to chisel it off of me.
Ew, chisel was the worst part.
But how is this for just real gusto and moxie in somebody? Later that day, I went back to the theater for another interview attempt. Needless to say, I was not inclined. I hope you all have a great Monday, says Decon. Thank you. That's gross, Decon. Apologies.
I really wanted that theater job.
It really went back after that? I would have never gone to that area of town ever again. I would have never revisited that.
Weirdly enough, coincidentally, since we're talking about this for the second time today, somebody texted me reminding me of the time where that happened to somebody at my house.
Oh, it did?
And I never saw that person again.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, they went radio silent on you?
Well, they weren't.
For good reason.
They weren't there for me in the first place, but I definitely never saw that person again.
Oh,
I don't think we ever saw them in downtown again.
That's so embarrassing. I feel so bad for somebody that happened to, especially the person on this plane. Get the podcast and check out the beginning of the show if you missed that. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Justin emails. Hi, Sean, Sabrina, and C-Lane. The Southwest flight that was 150 feet above the Courtney Campbell Causeway last week is not the first story and surely not the last, unfortunately. This was the plane that was going so low over this causeway, 150 feet off the ground, that it looked frightening in the awesome simulator that the news outlet that was covering it was using. I was on a United flight once headed to Fort Indiana from O'Hare. It was late at night, but there was a smokestack at the dump that always had the flame going to burn off excess gas waste. We were eye level with that smokestack. Problem was that smokestack was 4.2 miles out. Next thing I knew, we were max power and going straight up in the air. Explanation from the air crew was that the runway lights were not lit up. I bit my tongue walking by them, but pulled out aeronautical charts and saw the obstacle was almost 300 feet up. I was almost planted into a dump wetland area that was short of an airport in fair weather, mind you. So he almost got into an accident there. Not that anybody should feel bad for pilots. It's the greatest job in the world, in my opinion. But pilots are placed under an immense amount of stress. And with the increasing shortage of pilots, Tip of the cap to American Airlines for starting their own cadet program. I hope I'm wrong, but I think there'll be more accidents and incidents like this that are entirely preventable with proper CRM or SA. Love this show, Justin. And we'll go over to your dispatches in a moment, but I promised you there was a collection of Trump clips from over the weekend. He was speaking in West Palm Beach, and let's see what he says. I've got like 5 of these short clips of Trump just doing Trump stuff. So here he is talking about Kamala Harris.
Radical, liberal, Kamala Harris gets in. And by the way, there are numerous ways of saying her name. They were explaining to me, you can say Kamala, you can say Kamala. I said, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter what I say. I couldn't care less. If I mispronounce it or not, I couldn't care less.
Okay.
Some people think I mispronounce it on purpose, but actually I've heard it said about 7 different ways. There are a lot of ways.
A lot of ways. There's a lot of ways, he says. What else was he up to out there? Here he is talking about Elizabeth Warren. Here goes that piece.
The moment I'm
This is
sworn
Nashville.
in, the persecution stops and the weaponization ends against your industry. And as long as I'm in the Oval Office, Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, do you remember? Yes, I'm an Indian. Yes, she said. I'm an Indian. Why are you an Indian? You don't look like an Indian. No, my mother told me I have high cheekbones. Oh, that's why she was an Indian. So I named her Pocahontas.
Oh, there he goes talking about her. There was more. There was a lot to pull from. Oh, this is my favorite. This is one of my favorites. This is about electricity. Is this what you were talking about, C-Lane?
No. The one that I
oh, wait, there's more.
The one that I saw being passed around a lot Saturday morning was the one about the voting, where he.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna have to vote anymore.
Oh yeah, that people took that to places that I go, man, you know, was this where he, like, and I think that was him accidentally dropping his master plan to get rid of other, you know, the possibility of other people being president, and just Trump rules the world for the time being.
I think he's trolling sometimes. Like, I think he just does stuff like that on purpose, because then he gets all the people reacting to it. This was him talking about electricity. This is my favorite.
But we will be creating so much electricity that you'll be saying, please, please, President, we don't want any more electricity. We can't stand it. You'll be...
What?
There's going to be... If you elect Trump, now, if you want to elect Kamala, go for it. Do your thing.
Candlelight, baby.
But if you elect Trump, there's going to be so much electricity, you're going to be overwhelmed. There'll be too much.
But we will be creating so much electricity that you'll be saying, please, please, President, we don't want any more electricity. We can't stand it. You'll be begging me, no more electricity, sir. We have enough. We have enough.
So I don't know what that was all about. And I got 2 more, believe it or not. So why not? I guess Billy Ray Cyrus was at the Trump event in Nashville.
That was so weird.
He was there, and so he started talking about him.
So many things about it. And Billy Ray Cyrus is here. Where's Billy Ray? He's around here someplace. And he's great. He's a conservative guy. Said, how did you get such a liberal daughter? How did that happen, Billy Ray?
Talking about Miley Cyrus there. And I think that caused a fight between Billy Ray and his daughter.
I think it was him calling her the devil and a skank that probably sparked some stuff up.
Yeah, in the audio that leaked last week that we played on the show, he's got some stuff going on. He's got some stuff going on in his world. Here's the one I think that C-Lane was talking about to wrap things up here.
For you, because the SEC has been very, very tough on you, and now they see that you've embraced me. All of a sudden, people that were under investigation, they're being let go. They're saying, oh, no, we don't want to do that. We love crypto. Let me tell you, if they win this election, every one of you will be gone. They will be vicious. They will be ruthless. They will do things that you wouldn't believe. But right now, because of me, they're leaving you alone. So please say thank you, President Trump. Thank you very much.
So essentially the message there, that was a different one. That's where he said, you're all going to be murdered if you don't vote for me.
Okay.
That's the message there. At least that's what it appeared to be. And then, he said the one that C-Lane was talking about, like, where you won't have to vote anymore. And
yeah, we'll fix it. You guys have to vote, have to vote. And then we're going to fix it. Then you don't have to vote anymore.
Trump just says so many things. Remember the time he said, even if you die, go vote? Remember? Because it was like,
for sure.
It was cold. It was so cold. It was like record lows outside. And he goes, look, even if you pass, It'll be worth it. You know, the guy is just unhinged when it comes to talking about the voting process in general. I have another clip for you that's not Trump, but that was, I think, maybe the most powerful 60 seconds of cringe in an audio bubble that I've heard in a very long time. I'm going to put it over here to the side. I'm going to put it over to the side. We'll get to that maybe in the next segment. Right now, let's go to some of you with your dispatches and work in a couple of these to see what's on your mind today. Where do we start? Hang on. Let's start with this one here. Here is OMG, it's Price talking about Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom.
I don't think he's ever dispatched.
Hey, junkies. Price here. First dispatch.
That's right.
So, when it comes to the multiverse, there's just no quick answer. So I'll just try to be as concise as possible. When it comes to Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom, multiverse theory is plausible, but, we don't know. Just nobody knows, and we're not going to until 2026. So rather than arguing over hypotheticals, of course, nobody's going to do this, but rather than arguing over hypotheticals, we should just wait and see what happens, and it could be lame or it could be cool, and we'll just find out in 2026. All I know is that with his track record, it's probably going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just, my 2 cents. Anyways, Wiggles and Pops.
So I think what he's saying is that they may write a story that makes it make sense. So it doesn't have to be in the multiverse, or it could be in the multiverse, since it would be 2 different characters there that wouldn't necessarily make sense. I think it will probably be good because a lot of these comic book movies, honestly, have been enjoyable. I enjoy watching them. I don't think they're the greatest movies ever, but I enjoy watching a lot of these movies. I don't watch them and afterwards wish I had my time back. And I do like Robert Downey Jr. Just the idea of writing in a multiverse world seems cheap to me. It seems like you couldn't get the job done and you couldn't monetize the things enough. You wanted to kill off a character to get the drama of it, but much like a soap opera, after you did, you took it back. It was just a dream. And that's the vibes that I get off of that. Let's see. I'm a PC is talking about Dr. Doom.
In the comics, apparently Dr. Doom and Iron Man switched brains, so they're kind of going back to the comics. We don't know what they're doing, but it's actually something that kind of happened.
I did see a couple people mentioning that in chat as well, that they're like, there's a storyline in comics. I don't know if they used to do What If back when I read comics. They had a line of comics called What If, and they could just make up anything. So the What If, instead of being Iron Man, Tony Stark was actually Dr. Doom. So I didn't know if they were going from that angle, or I don't know what was happening. But of course, it's going to be explosive and big. And if it's in line with the comics, then the fans will like that. It's going to make a lot of money no matter what. Here's Bong Knight talking about me.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yeah. Sean, you're always right until sports is being talked about. And then it's a little iffy.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still always right. Peace.
Hey, I show you where my guardrails are. I show you where my weaknesses are. Sports, huge.
Put away your
spot.
guardrails, bro.
Huge blind spot. I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to sports. That's why with the Olympics, I'm just going to tell you, hey, I watched a thing and it was fun.
Look cool.
All right? I watched the thing. It seemed enjoyable. I was super impressed by those ladies that were shooting the arrows at the target, and they were all on a team together, high-fiving. It was pretty cool to watch them do that. I'm super impressed with some of these things that I didn't even know were sports. I'm impressed with some of the new stuff, honestly. There was women's skateboarding in Paris, and they started to show some of the beginnings of the competition there. And the girls who were kicking ass were 13 years old. They were 13, just little kids, basically, just coming out of childhood into your teenage life. And they were dominating some of these folks who are a bit older out there. Let's go over to ex-swimmer talking about the Olympics.
Happy Olympic Monday, junkies.
You too.
Hey, I just wanted to chime in on when you're saying different countries can't have different people and stuff or compete. The thing is, each event has a qualifying standard. Mm-hmm. So you could have one person that goes, but they still have to meet that standard to be able to get into that event. They just can't be Joe Schmo. The other thing is some of these countries, they have Americans that compete there because you can compete for another country if your grandparents are from that country.
True.
So some people will take, and they can't make it in the USA team, but they can move over and they can compete for Mexico or Norway because their grandparents are from there and still get to the Olympics because the USA in certain events is so good and it really helps them. So just giving you a little update. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Upset update.
Thank you. The upset update is in. We appreciate that. Any information you want to toss at us, do it with a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we got that out of the way. We got some more scandals at the Olympics, including Canada. What are you doing, Canada? We just got started, and Canada already has an Olympic scandal. So we shall get into that. And one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life happened in Rhode Island. It's not like the airplane gross story like that. No, it's gross to me. Okay. You guys will probably be like, oh, that would be fun. Or, to me, whoa, God, I would not want to be in this predicament. I'll explain when we come back. It'll all make sense. I see your reaction, Sabrina.
No, I'm curious. Very curious.
It'll make sense. And it's one of those things that would be impossible to guess. So what we'll do is we'll talk about that. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
Is it better? Is it worse? I mean,
yeah, the other dude was better.
Really?
Was he? Yeah, because
when he hard Frenches you.
Boy, the way I'm about to say this is going to sound bad.
Go ahead.
It squeezes harder and just he knows where the muscles were better.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
There's a bit of slowdowns at the ramp junction where State Road 429 meets Florida's Turnpike and intersection backups where John Young Parkway meets Vine Street. You could expect a bit of off-ramp backup from the Greenway southbound to Colonial Drive. Slowdowns westbound on I-4 between County Road 46A and approaching Lake Mary Boulevard there. And you could expect your regular delays on I-4 before State Road 429. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's semi-annual sale and clearance. Save up to 60% on a wide selection of quality mattresses at every price. Plus, score a free adjustable base with a qualifying purchase. Hurry and stop by Mattress Firm today.
In this week's Marketers Report, Angela Zepeda, CMO Hyundai Motor America, talks about audio storytelling.
People scratch their heads and say, why would you put your brand on a channel that doesn't show the sheet metal? But for us, it's about storytelling. That's driving a lot of brand awareness, but we can also drive a lot of intent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the influencers, audiences, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One. September 20th and 21st.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Starting next Monday, listen for your chance to be there.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Who's trial attorney Jeff Kaufman? Instead of talking about how great my law firm is, let's talk about autism awareness. In Central Florida alone, there are thousands of children on the autism spectrum, including my son, Jacob. I'm not asking for a donation, but just a couple seconds of kindness when you see one of our children out in public. It will make a huge difference. If you want or need any information concerning the autism community, contact me at jeff@whenyouneedus.com. Offices, Orlando.
This July, celebrate America's independence with a fresh view from Renewal by Andersen. Their custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors will not only enhance the beauty and value of your home, but also increase your comfort. They keep the heat and humidity out, not to mention the noise. That's because their unique Fibrex material combines both elegance and resilience, offering you double the strength of traditional vinyl. Right now, buy any 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit rbafla.com to schedule your free consultation today. And if you're looking for a new career, great news. They're still hiring experienced window and door installers. Celebrate freedom and comfort with Renewal by Andersen, official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Once again, just go to rbafla.com for details. License number CGC 1527613.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
And now another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey, shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Cam found out that group chats between different phones aren't private.
Or encrypted.
Thank you. We only text in code.
Yes, which I created. I created a code.
Yes. Which can be a little annoying.
Wait, was that your attempt at the code?
You already forgot the code, didn't you?
I should have written it down.
The place to safely send messages between different devices. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
At Massey Services, we know that no two lawns are the same. That's why we create a customized lawn care plan for whatever your landscape looks like. From season to season, our personalized treatments keep your lawn healthy and beautiful all year long. Personalized, because it is personal. We take as much pride in your lawn as you do. Schedule your free inspection today at masseyservices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Hey there, folks. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes here from the Amy and TJ podcast.
That's right. We are bringing you the tea from Perry every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, tea from Perry. I don't know if we're married to that name, but the point is, we'll tell you what's going on. We'll tell you what's hot, what's not.
Bottom line, everything you need to know that's going on in Paris during the 2024 games, you're going to get it from us.
Listen to Amy and TJ on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Amy and TJ and start listening.
Get semaglutide for half the price of Ozempic at Red Mountain Weight Loss today.
If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
To your dispatches in a moment. We got jury duty coming up. We got a lot to try to cram into the rest of this show, so stick with us. What would you guys rather do? Do you want to do the 1 minute of cringe in a nice little audio bubble that I told you about, or do you want to do the story that happened on a beach? I'll tell you that much. And to me, it would be the most gross thing ever, but I'm not sure if you guys are going to agree or disagree with me.
Oh, gosh. Can we not do both?
You could do both, but which one do you want to do first?
Cringe.
Cringe.
Yeah,
let's get that out of the way.
All right, here, let's get this out of the way. And, wow, buckle up here. This was on Bill Maher's show. And Bill Maher
still has a show?
Bill Maher,
he
the
does.
guy with show.
Yeah, he still has his show. This is another show that he does where he smokes weed during the show.
Oh, cool.
And he has a guest on. He gets high.
Yeah, last time we talked about him is Steve-O did not want to be on his show anymore because he refused to not smoke weed.
Right. And it didn't work out for him. He was like, no, this is what I do. I'm Bill Maher. And Steve-O didn't do the interview. So I guess maybe they filled that slot with this person. Let's try to get through this together. This is Bill Maher interviewing, I believe, you guys can help me confirm this because I don't have a lot of context around this. I believe he's interviewing the Haktua girl. I think that's who's on his show. And I just found it to be...
Does it say the guest name?
It doesn't. No.
Okay.
No, not on this. I found it to be the most excruciating audio to get through. Here it is.
The Chinese just brought back a rock from the dark side of the moon.
What?
The Chinese sent a probe up to the moon, and they brought back a rock from the dark side of the moon, which we had never done.
Maybe they'll smoke it.
Oh, that's right.
I know.
What does that do? Moon dust. Actual moon dust.
That's her, right? That's the Haktua girl, I think?
I think so.
I believe it is her. And I gotta say, I am violently distracted by that metal table.
It's a lot of trash.
Why is there so much stuff on there? That would drive me nuts.
Is that vodka?
That's what the island in my kitchen looks like right now, by the way.
I know, and I've had those moments like at night, but the next morning, first thing I do in the morning is clear that up. There's too many empty bottles up there. You've got a bin that's full, and that's all in the shot.
There's a bucket underneath it, and that's also full of all the trash from the drinks and stuff they have. And so he's talking with Haktua girl about they brought back a rock from the dark side of the moon.
Maybe you can smoke it.
Why? Is that a thing, moon dust?
I don't know.
Oh.
But it's actually like off the moon, though.
Did you see a lot of opioid abuse in your
good segue
area of, that's the part of the country that...
All right, what I just noticed here is Bill Maher is either too high to remember or never knew to begin with where Haktua girl is from. So he was trying to say, do you see a lot of opioid use and he was going to say where she came from. So now he tries to find every other way to say it without saying the name of the city that she's from. So listen.
Your area of, that's the part of the country that...
I don't think.
No?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that.
You didn't know anybody who was like on Oxy, and they call it the hillbilly heroin.
Okay.
That's all I know of. But I don't see anybody openly admitting it,
All right, so you don't want to be in...
Wow, that is some good
TV.
Weed.
What did you think about some kind of TV career?
This is the podcast. Could you imagine listening to this?
I feel for the Haktua girl. He's like, this old ass man is so stoned right now.
Is she high too?
He went from the moon.
I don't know if she is. She probably regrets not being stoned.
The moon to opioids to what about TV? Do you like to be on TV?
Now, mind you, I've had many a stoner conversation where it bounces around from topic to topic.
Uh-huh.
But usually the other party involved is with you on that ride. Haktua girl's like, what is
It's not happening. Oh, that was rough. All right. So
is
now
that how his podcast is all the time?
I think so. The stoner one. I think that's how it goes. He just gets high and then he's just like,
good weed.
He's like, you didn't have anybody on opioids in the city, the place, the street, where neighborhood where you're from.
You don't want to do any television, huh?
All right. Now we go to the beach, and I said, this is nightmare fuel for me. I could see somebody who's saying like, "Oh, that'd be like." I could see Courtney saying this. I could see Courtney being like, "Oh, it'd be so beautiful."
Which of the two of us do you think would be more likely to be on board with whatever this is?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know where you guys are going to be at on this. I do not know. You could be grossed out like me. You could be grossed out like me, or you guys could be like, "Oh, that would be fun." But this happened in Rhode Island.
Do you know what it is, Christopher?
No, I don't.
On a beach in Rhode Island, they had a supersized, massive swarm of dragonflies.
No.
invaded this beach. Take a look at this with me here, all right? I'm going to explain this for everybody who's listening. Here they come.
Oh my God, look at the swarm over here. Holy.
All right.
No, dude. Absolutely not.
Each one of those dots is a dragonfly.
No.
There's millions of them. There's millions.
I don't do big swarms of things.
It looks like an old war movie.
It does
where
look like
the
all
attack is happening.
I think this would be so gross.
Yeah,
They'd be landing on you.
Disgusting. Hell,
They'd be like
no.
hitting your face. They'd be like hitting your
I don't care if they're harmless. Even like back in where we're from, the butterfly world. I don't know if it's still around.
Scary.
You go into like one place and they'll land on you, and then I'm getting itchy thinking about it. And then you have like 100 of them. Then it gets gross, man.
I don't like it.
There's still bugs, and there's still so many of them. No
and
way.
The
no
dragonflies are like kind of large. And so like if they hit you, are they like,
That's too many.
That's a no for me. That's two no's. What about you, C-Lane?
Absolutely not. No. Don't.
Look at us all agreeing.
Yeah, we've come together.
You ever seen
like
dragonflies bang? I have.
Yeah, they 69 something, right?
Do they really? Like what, wings on one side, wings on the other side, and then they flip around?
Yep.
It's like a whole thing, and you kind of have to appreciate it. The whole like.
Where are you watching this? Are you stoned in your friend's garage or something?
I was on Bill Maher's podcast. Just
you put up that video.
Live?
No, I was in the parking lot at like a Lowe's or something. I don't know. I was driving through a parking lot, and I was like, I think there's two dragonflies.
Don't
there.
you like this, folks? This is a sneak peek into C-Lane's weekends, everybody. He sits he stands in the parking lot of Lowe's and watches dragonflies bang. He just takes it all in. Takes in the real world just happening.
I don't need to be cool anymore.
Yeah, true.
We saw two lizards, and the story gets better. The story gets better, I promise. We saw two lizards on the sidewalk while we were walking Lady last week. And the two lizards were at it. They were having lizard sex on this sidewalk.
Yeah, I see that all the time.
Yeah.
And as they're
Ducks, though,
humping and rumping each other,
sad.
they're doing their whole thing. And these lizards are getting at it. Lady grabs them both. And,
wow.
And I was like, that's a ride right there. You're having lizard sex on a sidewalk out in the real world, and the next thing you know, you're in a dog's mouth, and you're like, your life is probably over at any moment.
Not the room that you were told to get, but
we'll
make
man.
do. I will see your dragonfly and lizard sex and raise you. I saw eagles mating, and it was
I've never
the
seen that.
coolest thing I had ever seen in my life. And it was only because of my neighbor, who was like a big Eagles fan, not Philly style, that was like, check that out. And they flew at each other, intertwined, and then right before they land on the ground, they separate. And that's the mating process. And I got to see that live.
Aerial mating that takes place?
Yet. Yep.
Any sort of in-air animal sex is impressive. There's a lot of space to get it wrong. There's a lot of room to miss.
It's like in-air refueling when you see planes doing that.
Kind of. It's a lot like that, I think.
Headed towards the ground.
Yeah, good job, man.
Thanks. And then Lady ate them.
All this more entertaining than whatever happened on that podcast. That was a different thing entirely.
Just clean that table, man. Clean that.
I've got the Canada Olympic scandal that is unfolding right now, just a couple of days into things. And I want to talk about something in jury duty that's a new problem, newish problem for police and drivers that are out there behind the wheel and stoned. And there's something that they use that I never had heard of before. I have never heard of this before. And we'll get into that. It's coming up next in the News Junkie.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends.
We're still having fun, and you're still the one.
Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
iHeartRadio Olympics Update.
Team USA can add to its medal count today in 5 swimming events and men's team gymnastics. On Sunday, American Lee Kiefer defended her gold medal in fencing, calling it the result of hard work.
3 years of blood, sweat, and tears, and all the people just uplifting me.
Lauren Scruggs finished with a silver after her match with Kiefer, becoming the first black U.S. fencer to medal in a women's individual event.
For NBC's live coverage from Paris, search Olympics on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Is Justin Fields getting closer to overtaking Russell Wilson as the starter in Pittsburgh? People don't want to believe it, but it's happening right before our eyes. Russ is banged up, missing practice. Fields is taking advantage of it. Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh are blue collar and tough. That's not really Russ. Fields is younger, more dynamic, and making his mark early in Steelers camp. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
This Friday, join Real Radio and Fox 35 at Walmart for the Backpack Brigade as we partner with One Heart for Women and Children and collect school supplies for Orlando area students. Drop off school supplies and get some Real Radio and Fox TV swag. Meet Jack Bradshaw from The Jim Colbert Show and David Martin from Good Day Orlando. And see the Fox 35 Thunder Truck. Check out Fox 35's ever-popular selfie station and more. Take advantage of the tax-free holiday for school supplies and drop them off this Friday, August 2nd from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Walmart, located at 11250 East Colonial Drive, Orlando. Get more information at realradio.fm/school.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to what's happening right now at the Olympics on Two Guys, Five Rings, the essential iHeart podcast for the Summer Games.
Have you ever carried a torch for someone?
It's all about the athletes.
Simone Biles is about to be taken on the ride of her life astrologically.
And the culture.
I'm Matt Rogers. And I'm Bowen Yang. We're the Two Guys.
Listen to Two Guys, Five Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search Two Guys, Five Rings, and start listening.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Pour Downy in the rinse change.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes 100% of odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Hey there, it's Russ Rollins. I'm talking to all the homeowners out there who are tired of staring at their cold swimming pools. It's time to stop wasting money on a pool that you can't use. With Solar Source, you can enjoy your pool year-round like I do. Top 5 things Solar Source customers do after solar heating their pools? Well, spend time with your family. Go nighttime swimming. You got movie nights in the pool. You got water workouts and much more. Friends of mine, friends of Russ Rollins, can save big money when scheduling a free consultation today at solarsource.com/monsters. Don't wait any longer. Start enjoying your pool again with Solar Source.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. New South makes windows that are both energy efficient and hurricane resistant. New South is the factory and eliminates the middleman. New South windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers because we know Florida weather.
For every 2 windows you buy, get the third free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
In today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. So it's a great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Don't miss up to 70% off select major appliances at the Lowe's closeout event. But hurry, these deals are too good to last because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the...
Maybe we'll get a bit of a prize going for the best dispatch this week, or perhaps even on one particular day. We'll sort that out as the week goes on. The most 2024 or 2024, as you might say, story about the Olympics so far is how sexy Olympians are turning to OnlyFans to make quick cash. The quote is, "I've got something people want," and testament to a couple of things, including the fact that you could be the absolute best or like right up there in the world at a sport and still be dirt poor.
Oh, I remember seeing a story about that where it's like there's all these Olympians that have 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And like you just go on, I don't know, I grew up as a non-Olympian. I know it's a big surprise.
Same. Loser. Yeah, same.
Yeah, tell me about it. Thinking like, oh, you're an Olympic athlete. That is what you do for your life. That is your living. And then maybe you just compare that to like LeBron James, who's holding the American flag in front of the boat. But
you're like a janitor for your job during the day, and then by night you're one of the best in the world at whatever sport you're in.
I mean, think about it. U.S. women's water polo team almost couldn't go to the Olympics because there's not funding for it.
Yeah,
just wild.
And now, once they're over there, as best as I could tell, everything is taken care of. Once they're there, everything's taken care of. And they fly them out there. But there's more to it than that, right? Because you can't have a regular job, really, and then leave for a couple of months to go participate in the Olympics. Your boss is not, okay, go ahead and have fun at the Olympics. There's other things that rise up and become problematic, scheduling-wise and elsewhere. And so some of them are like, screw it, let's do an OnlyFans. You don't have to get naked if you don't want to. And just putting that out there, and it's getting quick money into them fast, and then they can bang on their cardboard beds, and the night's over. So
how many of those have broken so far?
I don't know. I wonder how comfortable the beds actually are.
From what I understand, it's not comfortable at all.
The frame is cardboard. That's the cardboard part of it. So that's not going to matter too much. But what you're sleeping on, if they're mass making that many beds, or they're buying them, they're not going to buy the most expensive mattresses. No way.
Oh, it's like a sponge.
Yeah, they're going to buy some cheap. and then you sit on, you're like, oh, and I am sorry. I am a spoiled little bitch when it comes to my bed. I have a very nice mattress. It is like a cloud. It's amazing. It's a true marvel of the human world that I get to sleep on this mattress every night. And if I went to the Olympics, it'll be game over if I'm sleeping on something uncomfortable.
I just texted my friend who was over there because I'm curious, but there was a TikToker back in, I want to say, 2020 who, like, spoofed his phone's location to the Olympic Village. And then turned on Tinder to see all the athletes that had been looking for a quick Tinder hookup.
Just swiping through all the athletes?
Yeah, and I guess it's sort of popular. There was like an article that I saw in like people.com or something like that talking about how Tinder has said its usage in Paris has, increased, and like Grindr has to go through certain steps to protect people's identity because some of these people, that might be getting on Grindr are from countries where it's dangerous, to be out.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's a big issue that I'm sure they're facing over there. Even worse than the cardboard beds. All right, let's get into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only, Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you were in an accident or somebody you love or a family member is in an accident, you got a lot of attorneys out there trying to get your attention. Make a smart decision here. Tell them about Moses DeWitt. Tell him you heard him on the show. Tell him he's the right attorney. So many people go, oh, my first experience was so bad. I'm glad I took my case and moved it over to Mo DeWitt. JustCallMo.com or 866-CALL-MO. In a court of sorts, this is Olympics related. Canada has appealed against being docked 6 points by FIFA, the soccer organization, in a drone spying scandal at the Paris Olympics women's soccer tournament. A verdict is expected hours before the team plays their last group stage game on Wednesday this week. FIFA punished Canada on Saturday and banned the coach of the Canadian soccer team, the women's soccer team, and 2 assistant coaches were banned for 1 year. Allegations were that they used a drone to spy on their opponent New Zealand's practices.
Oh, come on.
So they say they flew up a drone.
Hour, man.
They're like watching New Zealand practice to try to get some heads up on what the strategy was.
They call it the Belichick.
Yeah, they do. He got in some trouble for that too. Or did he ever actually get in trouble, or was it just people like saying he was a cheater? I don't know if he got. Did he get punished?
I don't know if he got fined. Let me see.
Yeah, it's a while ago. I don't remember. Plus, it's sports, so it's not my world. While you look up that, I'll go over to this. Because in the world of people driving inebriated, which is, by the way, a bad idea, don't do it. A lot of people do this out there. And now with more access to marijuana, more people are driving under the influence of marijuana as well. And in the photo for this story, I saw something. I was like, I've never seen that before. I didn't know that that was a thing. And what they did was they had a guy who had been pulled over, and the cops thought that he was driving whilst stoned. And to test to see how stoned he was, they had a little chart that they put up by his eyeballs. And if your eyes were a certain color of red, then they assumed that, like, you're high on marijuana.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I never heard of that being done.
Eyes get red for a number of things, not just marijuana.
But it was like a particular. So that you can see like a red that went through all the hues of red. You started off at like a pinkish color, and then you go to like a dark color, and they put it up directly next to their eye, and they see if it matched up. But there's nothing, as far as I'm aware, that's particular about being stoned or even drunk that would change your eyes in a way that couldn't be done by something else. Pink eye, for one, anything like that. I just never seen that before. It was really weird to see that they had that. Law enforcement's trying to figure out how you could tell if people are stoned out there behind the wheel. And they said legalization of marijuana likely accounts for an additional 1,400 traffic fatalities in the U.S. each year. That's from the International Journal of Drug Policy, which we all subscribe to just to stay on top of things. We need to make sure we're keeping up with what's happening out there in the real world.
Belichick was fined $500,000, the largest ever imposed on a coach in NFL history. And the Patriots also got a $250,000 fine.
Holy cow. That's a big one. That's not a joke. When we come back, a wild turkey wants to attack some people.
Yum.
And you got to watch out when those turkeys get around. They can do some damage. This one did. My jaw was just on the floor, the victim said. What happened? You're going to find out. That's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Casino passes for the 2024 Just Call Mo Real Radio Celebrity Poker Tournament are still available. Go to realradio.fm/poker for more info.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution this afternoon. The roadways are wet out there, especially over St. John's River Bridge there. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Conroy Road eastbound at Millennia Boulevard. Traffic is up to speed on Florida's Turnpike. You could expect your regular delays on I-4 approaching State Road 429 there. And if you see any other traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Maitland Emergency. HCA Florida Maitland Emergency, located just south of Maitland Boulevard on Forest City Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital
This
rates.
earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Join Real Radio and Fox 35 at Walmart for the Backpack Brigade as we partner with One Heart for Women and Children and collect school supplies for Orlando area students. Drop off school supplies and get some Real Radio and Fox TV swag. Meet Jack Bradshaw from the Jim Colbert Show, David Martin from Good Day Orlando, see the Fox 35 Thunder Truck, and check out the Selfie Station. Start collecting school supplies and prepare to drop them off Friday, August 2nd, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Walmart, 11250 East Colonial Drive, Orlando. Get more info at realradio.fm/school.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Pour down in the rinse change.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes 100% of odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Hey, Monster Jam fans, on August the 1st between 4 and 7 p.m., join me, Angel, from the Monsters of the Morning for your chance to win tickets to the upcoming Monster Jam in Orlando. We're doing it every 10 minutes. This is all courtesy of Renewal by Anderson, official partner of Monster Jam. Plus, come see the legendary Grave Digger up close and personal. Mark your calendars and head to 2500 Maitland Center Parkway for some big-time fun. See you here on August the 1st from 4 to 7 p.m. Thank you to our sponsor, Renewal by Anderson. You have a chance to win tickets every 10 minutes.
Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com to get your $20 flat ticket. Coming to Kia Center this Saturday and Sunday. You have to see it live, so don't miss it. Lock in your seats today at MonsterJam.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
And now, another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey.
Shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Shh. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Pour down in the rinse change.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes 100% of odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please call our firm to find out if we can help.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. Now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free.
Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS or visit newsouthwindow.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Radio 104.1.
Preparing you
For the impending robot uprising.
This is the News Junk.
Moments, and you can join the show at any time. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record yourself a nice little dispatch, and then bam, you are on the show just like that. Lots to get into in just a moment, but one thing, just to let you know, we're watching what's happening with this tropical disturbance. I think Amy mentioned it earlier on in the show when we talked to Amy Caulfield. It looks like it's got a medium chance of forming in the next week. Looks like it might not be anything for us to worry about here in the southeastern United States, maybe up in the northeast. Who knows? You might get something from this. But we got our eye on it. So if something happens and you're here, you'll know what's going on with that, as always. And this is what this show is about. This show is about whatever's happening, whatever's viral. Certainly when we have a storm that's targeting the United States of America, that's going to fall within that bracket. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Ray emails the show. He's talking about Bill Maher in that very cringeworthy clip we played earlier. Hey, guys. And there's a reason I don't waste my time with podcasts. And on another topic, can't people tell when they're about to crap themselves? Seriously, Anybody over the age of 8 can tell when they need to go to a toilet. Come on, peoples, grow the F up and stop crapping your pants, says Ray. All right, message is out there, Ray. We go over to Michigan Chuck with an email. Hey, C-Lane. This is directed right
Michigan Chuck.
to him. It says,
let me guess.
This is prototype 66, but I was hoping to be Michigan Chuck instead. I tried emailing you before, but I must have emailed the wrong place because that was quite a while ago. Or you just get so many emails, and this is another one of those annoying emails. If it is, I apologize. Is it possible to change me from prototype 66 into Michigan Chuck? Thank you so much, sir. C-Lane may be able to do that for you.
I can do that.
All right. Prototype 66 is what he gave me, and Michigan Chuck is what he wants his
One
real
word,
name.
2 words?
2 words. Michigan Chuck, capital M, capital C. Problem solved. There we go. Now, let's talk about the real true dangers in the world. I, personally, outside of them being in cages and on display at a fair, which I did not that long ago, have not encountered a turkey in the wild.
Oh, I have.
Have you? Like, it's on the streets. I mean, you're just there, and then there's a turkey, and you're like, whoa.
It was a group of turkeys.
What is that called?
Great question. Group of turkeys.
Smattering of turkeys? A gobble of turkeys?
It's a rafter or a flock. And it was at the first place I lived at when I moved to Orlando.
All right.
And they were attacking all the cars in a group. As soon as you moved, they were attacking your car.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a reflection thing. Like they see themselves in the reflection of the car. Because this dude in Boston, he says, there's a turkey outside. It's going nuts. It's attacking all the cars in the neighborhood.
Slaughtered the turkeys.
And then nobody knew what to do.
Attacking my
because
car.
what do you do when a turkey's attacking your car? Do you go over and give it a swift kick in the ass? Or do you try to ignore it and just hope it'll go away?
Swift kick in the ass, I think.
You kick a turkey hard. That's a big animal. It's a big, fat turkey. You might have some problems. Ooh. Let's see. WBZ has a story.
Viral TikTok shows a turkey in Brighton facing off against...
Oh, no. The side of this car is all scratched up from the turkey attacking it. Like quarter panel, door, front quarter panel, like the whole thing is messed up. So it does some damage.
Imagine that insurance claim. You're not going to believe this guy but...
The turkey. And this is what the damage is that they can do to these cars. Pretty bad.
Parked car and leaving some serious damage behind. It was a shock for neighbors who captured part of the 15-minute fight on video.
15 minutes. Wait, what did that letter say they showed? It popped up this letter. It says, "Hi, I live across from where your car is parked, and I just watched and recorded a massive turkey attack. It attacked your car for over 15 minutes. It looks pretty scratched up. I tried to scare it away, but it ignored me. Not sure what insurance coverage there is for car turkey attacks, but if it's helpful, I can send you the video I have." That's a nice neighbor right there. That's sweet that they did that.
It was a shock for neighbors who captured part of the 15-minute fight on video.
As WBC's Laura Hayfley shows us, environmental police investigated this case, and they think they know the turkey's motive.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Slow news.
Turkey's motive is completely zapped out.
Do you think you would believe that note if there was not an offer of video evidence?
No.
Because that might be, like say you
Crazy
accidentally like you ran like your bicycle or something into this car, scratched it up good, and you're like, to whom it may concern, a massive turkey attacked your car. I watched it, tried to get video, but the turkey ran away. Good luck.
You should have seen it. It was a sight to behold.
Yeah, it actually had a little bit of red car paint on it, and that's why it's transferred to your car, but totally a turkey.
You could try to pull that off, but I would be skeptical, I think. All right, hold on, let me go back to this.
Children.
Serious
the
stuff.
Afternoon of July 15th, she was on her way to work, exhausted, when she spotted a note on her car.
We were already a little out of it. Saw the note, was like, oh gosh, someone hit my car.
Until she read the note from a friendly neighbor who captured this moment.
It says, I just watched and recorded a massive turkey attack.
Same song. It's that viral
That is
song.
a
and everything.
huge turkey, dude.
It's big.
Wow.
The turkey is as tall as the handle on the car, the door handle. So
3
it's
feet?
a pretty big animal. That's about, I would say it's pretty close to about 3 feet tall and just beefy. I mean, these things, what are you supposed to do? Is there a protocol for if I go outside and there's a turkey in my driveway and it's
get in the car and move your car.
I'm going to tell you what I would do, and you guys tell me if this is wrong or if it wouldn't help me out.
You would kick the turkey. Everyone knows you're about to say that.
I would go around the side of my house. I have this thing like installed on the wall where I can roll out a hose, and I would full blast hose the turkey and squirt him down with my hose.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Do you think it would work, though? Do you think the turkey would be like...
Might make it angrier.
Repelled away by my water spray? Like I'm that guy in San Francisco just spraying the hobo on the sidewalk. I'm just hitting this turkey with this. I don't know if that would be enough. It's a really big animal.
Or you could go outside with like an umbrella and like, like push it.
And
with
open it?
Yeah, and push it.
That's good because that keeps them away from you. You got like a full-on shield in front of you between you and the turkey.
What do turkeys eat? You just throw
I don't know.
Throw it some
Bird
food,
seed?
maybe just try to make peace with the turkey.
I don't know what they eat. It's weird to think that they might eat seed because they're such large animals. They get very, very big, and they get meaty, and they get delicious, honestly.
Plants, insects, and worms.
Oh, really? So they eat like an earthworm or something. Got to eat a lot of those to get that big, though. Sean sends us a dispatch. He's talking about the turkey situation we're discussing.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Yeah, out here delivering. We see wild animals all the time. One time I was walking up to a house, and I saw a turkey looking at its reflection in a car and pecked the car, causing a little bit of damage. It was almost like a car ding. Saw it do it twice to the car, went up to the door, rang the doorbell, told the customer, and I was just like, felt so bad. Anyways,
nothing you could
y'all
do.
take it easy.
Right? Unless you got a way around this, let us know. If there's some secret thing I could do if I ever encounter this in real life. Bart versus Bill Gates swaying in on the comic book talk.
Hey guys, listening to y'all talk about comic books, first of all, just gives me a headache. Sabrina, you do a pretty good job at least trying to explain what's going on. But
Thanks.
yeah, it's a multiverse. You can do whatever you want with it because that's just how it goes in comic books. And Sean, you probably just don't like it because you're just not a comic book fan, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, wait. This is not true. I like comic books. I collected comic books and read comic books regularly. I was an avid comic book fan when I was a kid. Image Comics was my jam. I was all about this. I know something about the world of comics. I'm saying with the knowledge, albeit limited to modern comics, or limited in scope when we're talking about modern comics, with the knowledge set that I have, I think that the multiverse is annoying. I think it's an annoying way to tell stories. I think it makes things too big, and I'm not a fan of it. So it's with my knowledge set that I'm approaching this, and I'm saying that I don't like it. It's not that I don't know anything about it.
But I will say as these movies progress more and more, and the more they become interreliant on each other, then I feel like the less people like you are going to want to watch because you just won't get it or understand. So it really just becomes who are these movies being made for, and the movies are just, they're being made for the fans at this point. So it's either you get it or you don't get it. And that could lead to trouble in the future for them, or, you know, it keeps working out with like we saw this weekend with Deadpool's opening box office numbers.
Huge weekend.
Anyways, have a good show, guys. Bye.
Yeah, I disagree, Bart versus Bill Gates, with it's either you get it or you don't get it. I get it. I understand what a multiverse is, and I understand the implications of a multiverse. So I get it, but I don't like it. I don't think it's a great way to tell stories. I don't think it's I think it's a business move, is what it seems like to me. That's just how I take it in. Let's see. Let's go over to his name is all fixed and ready to go, Michigan Chuck. But we just heard from your email, so we'll go over to somebody else. Here's Flip talking about C-Lane's hat for some reason.
Yeah, I was there when C-Lane tried on that hat. And the funniest thing was when the guy was like, "Sir, this family's sitting at this table with like their umbrella back."
Oh, big head joke. Oh. He made the joke himself. He already disarmed you.
Joke
he
is a loose
8-miled
word.
you. He attacked you before you could attack him. But Jackson does officially have a large head at the moment. He's
98th percentile.
98th percentile. Well, how was he like? Did they do length and stuff? I imagine they did, right?
Yeah.
Tall guy?
I don't remember exactly what the length was, though.
What about weight? Because he's pretty big weight
22
size.
and a half pounds.
Was that, did they say what percentile that was in?
Like 75, 80, somewhere there, yeah.
You're at a point where you could like kind of press him, do a couple sets, and you'll get a workout.
Yeah,
I will.
Carry
Yeah,
him around.
That's fun.
Lugging Jackson around at this point is a workout in and of itself. That's
the only
there's
one I
something
get.
to that. And I saw. Did you see the video, Sabrina, where he said "Daddy"? Where Jackson said
did
Daddy?
I see the video?
I forgot about
If
that.
only C-Lane had the analytics and it would say, Sabrina Ambra watched your video 20 times in a row and then sent it to 3 people.
Was that before any possible mamas were ever done?
No, absolutely not. The mama thing had been happening for a long time. Now she's mad because he won't say mama, and it's actually the opposite. So like I tried the other day, and this was the complete opposite from what he did like the day after Father's Day. Like I was holding him, and I was like, "Come on, say dad," and he just straight like in the face looked at me and said, "Mama," and I was like, "You mother!" And he did that, but he did flip flops it now.
A little monster. Oh God! You know what's cool about this though? That's the first branch out into the world of communication. Of you being able to speak with Jackson and Jackson being able to speak with you.
Yeah.
That solves a lot of problems because right now, 99% of the crying from a baby is the baby just trying to tell you to do something for him, and you don't know what to do. You haven't figured that out. And
usually I know what he wants. I'm just not doing it. I'm just ignoring it on purpose.
You're not in any rush. I had a conversation, stoner-like conversation with Courtney about this. I said, my belief is that one of the big breakthroughs in our timeline as human beings that we may be alive for, that I find just intentionally, I try to focus on this because I find it so incredibly interesting. I think we will, in our lifetime, break through the barrier of communication between humans and animals. I think we may be able to break through that with technology and be able to see what animals are saying and then have animals be able to see what humans are saying to them. And thinking about that and the doors that opens is crazy to me. But if they could do that, if they're able to pull that off at some point, it wouldn't be far-fetched for them to have something that could decode what a baby is thinking and what the baby would want and get that message across faster to parents. And
I think the baby thing would be easier because there's not
they
a
don't
whole
know too
lot
many
of
things.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they don't have enough things in their world that they could be asking for too many things.
Idiots.
They're kind of dumb.
Oh, he's real dumb.
They're dumb at this point in their life.
I also don't know how the baby is not just constantly dehydrated because the amount at which he drools is just staggering.
It also blows my mind. You literally you don't drool because your brain is constantly telling you to swallow your spit.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like it's a shower thought that obviously you learn how to swallow, but then it's your brain constantly reminding itself.
The human
a lot of opioid
mind.
users in your
Or you,
neck of the
I'm just saying,
woods.
man, it's crazy. It's make me feel like an idiot. It's a wild thing. Humans are nuts. Simple as that.
I agree. The brain is a very, very crazy place.
I didn't think you were an idiot. It's a fun thought.
I hope Jackson says mama from now on.
Oh, my God.
Crazy drunk cat lady on YouTube says, I disagree, Wasson. Well, you're free to disagree. I'm just taking guesses at what kind of breakthroughs we'll see with technology, and I think that could be one of them. And that would be like a headline breakthrough. That would be like, in this generation, they learned how to do this. Just like they'll say space travel, the internet, and connecting the world. Those are all like the big breakthroughs that will be in the history books. I think we'll be able to break through and communicate with other species on this planet. And we'll be able to be just chilling, having a conversation with a lion.
What would that
or your
conversation
cat.
be with that 3-foot turkey that was attacking the car?
The turkey is probably just saying aggressive stuff over and over
I
and
hate
over
this
again.
car, man. It's ugly. Get it out of here.
No, it's looking at its reflection, so it's probably being like, "F you, turkey."
I'm gonna get you. These are the things that roll around in my head whilst going on a walk with Lady around the neighborhood, Try to see what's happening out there. Okay, you can still join us on the show. You have plenty of time to do this. Go over to the website and send us a dispatch. It's super easy on your iPhone, your Android, your laptop, whatever you got. Here is Mad King with one of those.
Good afternoon, junkies. The Mad King here.
Hi.
My most embarrassing moment on a plane, I had drinking vodka, Gatorade, and had some clam chowder. As we're flying,
Gross.
I realized that this is not a good combination, and it's coming up. So I start heading to the bathroom. Before I get the bathroom door open, I projectile vomited everywhere.
Oh.
The side of the plane, the bathroom mirror.
Oh.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
How did you do vodka, Red Bull, and then clam chowder, man?
Each one of those things is fine on its own, but
I love some New England clam chowder.
Combined, they are not a good mix. No. I'm not surprised at all by what happened there. Your outcome was predictable, I think. When we come back, a very strange, cringe, bad move on the Kamala Harris front. She had been riding a wave, just riding a wave, and now a mistake, I think. We'll see. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for an accident off to the left shoulder on St. John's River Bridge, heading eastbound on I-4 there. On the beach line heading eastbound, there's an accident blocking the right lane at State Road 520. An earlier accident on Conroy Road, eastbound at Millennia Boulevard to watch out for there. And on I-4 approaching State Road 429, you could expect your regular delays. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Early Learning Coalition of Osceola County.
Want to give your child a learning experience that's free, fun, and gets them ready for the future? The voluntary pre-kindergarten program is your answer. It's available at no cost to any 4-year-old child residing in the state of Florida. Visit our website at elcosceola.org. That's elcosceola.org.
All right, folks, my friends at Maxine's on Shine are here to make your week even better with Maxine's Mind Boggler. Big congratulations to last week's winner, Robert. Now, the first person to answer this riddle correctly wins a $25 gift card to Maxine's on Shine. Here is your riddle. What question can you never answer yes to? What question can you never answer yes to? If you know the answer, email me, Sabrina at realradio.fm. First person to answer correctly wins a $25 gift card. If you don't win today's riddle, don't worry. You got a shot every single week. Plus, you're going to feel like a winner every time you visit Maxine's on Shine. Voted best downtown Orlando restaurant 3 years in a row. Diverse, comfortable, and delicious with a splash of sexiness. For more information on location and reservations, go to maxinesonshine.com.
Win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One. September 20th and 21st.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Starting next Monday, listen for your chance to be there.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone
background checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
If you're struggling to lose weight, here's good news. It's called RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 is a natural hormone that burns fat from problem areas like your belly, hips, and thighs, helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. It's safe for men and women, and it's not a stimulant, so you won't feel nervous or jittery. Red Mountain has been helping people lose weight and avoid surgery for over 25 years. But there's never been a program this successful because RM3 helps overcome issues that cause weight gain, like a slowing metabolism, hormone imbalance, or menopause. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Why leave your weight loss in the hands of an online pharmacy when you can trust the medical professionals at Red Mountain Weight Loss? Schedule your appointment today, and we'll ship medication direct to your door. Lose up to 20 pounds by this time next month at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Hey there, homeowners. Russ Rollins here. Are you tired of staring at a cold, unused pool? It's time to make a change. Spring is the perfect time to add solar heat to your pool and enjoy it year-round. Solar Source customers, they enjoy family time, nighttime pool parties, movie nights, birthdays, and even low-impact workouts. Don't let your pool be a monthly expense with no enjoyment. Schedule a free consultation from solarsource.com/monsters. Remember, friends of Russ Rollins save even more money.
Hey, Cam, mind sending me over our new Wi-Fi password?
Oh, sorry, Mitch, you can't be trusted.
What?
It's your phone. It's different than mine.
Cam! And I thought I was a judgy one.
No, it's just messages between different devices aren't encrypted.
Okay. Since when do you know about encryption?
I know what encryption is, and it's because I'm the last line of defense against any would-be Wi-Fi thieves.
Cam, come on.
Okay, fine. I'll send it somewhere more private.
Thank you.
Safely send messages between different devices on WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam. As big
Another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Funerals are expensive. Do we have enough for ours?
Yeah, I bought Smart Bunny final expense insurance.
Get up to $25,000 coverage for funeral expenses and other needs for as little as $14 a month. Hop on the Smart Bunny app now for final expense insurance. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Hey there, folks. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes here from the Amy and TJ podcast.
That's right. We are bringing you the tea from Perry every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, tea from Perry. I don't know if we're married to that name, but the point is, we'll tell you what's going on. We'll tell you what's hot, what's not.
Bottom line, everything you need to know that's going on in Paris during the 2024 games, you're going to get it from us.
Listen to Amy and TJ on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Amy and TJ and start listening.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little ASCII. This is the
All of the traditional media outlets that had been beating the drum for Biden to step down because he's old man Magoo, and we don't want him talking about dog-faced pony soldiers anymore.
Guess what?
We don't want him whispering into the microphone all weird. So let's get him out. Let's potentially threaten him through Obama using the 25th Amendment, and let's push him aside. And then Kamala Harris surfaces. And then all those traditional legacy media outlets switch into a different mode where they start writing all of these little popcorn articles about Kamala Harris. Almost all of them are sort of glowing. Some of them are really cringe, like the New York Times article about how Kamala Harris will be the first president that really knows her way around a kitchen, which just seems like a bad idea to write that right now. And why would you focus on that? They mean Kamala Harris is familiar with food and cooking, and she likes cooking. But it's like, if a Republican outlet wrote this, you'd be like, that's sexist as hell. You're telling Kamala to stay in the kitchen. So all of these articles are popping up, most of them good. She's having a honeymoon with the country. And she starts pulling off some numbers, some from Trump supporters, and more so, I think, from disaffected Biden voters who instead were going to vote for RFK Jr. There's a sect of the left that kind of falls in line with RFK Jr. RFK Jr. is an interesting character, if only for the fact that he pulls some people from a space on the far left and a space on the far right. Like they join together over the distrust of vaccines and various other things, right? So then when Kamala Harris is anointed to be the presidential nominee of the Democratic Party, things are going fairly well. And then I see this and I'm like, God, now I'm reminded of who runs these campaigns, of how fundamentally out of touch they are with the average voter, with the average person, with just the average individual who's watching this campaign saying, where should I cast my vote? And the first thing that they start doing, which is cringe to me, but who cares, is Zoom rallies. Like, we're going to bring back the Zoom rally. And it's like, okay, 8,000 little squares all together on a Zoom call. Jeez. And then it was some of the Zoom rallies that they announced officially this weekend. And one of them that stuck out to me was the White Dudes for Harris group that they were launching. White Dudes for Harris. They have merch and everything. And it says White Dudes for Harris on a hat that they might want you to wear. They had Indians for Harris, white women for Harris, and on down the line. And America has pretty resoundingly said, we don't care about this identitarian crap anymore. We don't want everybody distilled down into just the color of their skin or their sex. We want to be Americans. Talk to us like Americans, please. This idea has been just rejected by the American public. Calling everything racist and sexist is deeply unpopular right now. It has been for years and years and years. And so I'm reminded.
You think it's unpopular?
Yes.
I think it's so popular.
No, people might want to do it, but I think the average person is done with that.
Oh, you mean they don't want to hear it?
Yeah. I'm saying the strategy is not successful in terms of winning over people or winning over votes in this case. To be like White Dudes for Kamala on Zoom. Oh, my God. Why don't you do like states, swing states, perhaps? That might be a real good idea. How about Pennsylvania citizens for Kamala? That might do you well. This is a stupid move, a dumb diversion from all of the, all of the actual momentum that was being picked up by Kamala Harris in her campaign. All of this was headed in a good direction for her, honestly. Better than I thought. She was performing better at the rally. She clearly is a better speaker than Biden is, and she can get some sentences out. I thought she was doing better. But this is a swerve in the wrong direction. And if they keep pushing this way, they're going to end up losing the normal people again because they don't want to go through this. They don't want 4 years of you talking about how everybody is, the races are separating all of us. They want to talk about things like class, why we stomp on the poor people in the United States of America, why we pretend to be empathetic to homeless people whilst making them live lives on the street where they're in danger almost all the time. And they don't even have the, luxury of a shelter over their head. All of these different things, the economy, all these things are incredibly powerful arguments that you can make. And you could say, hey, here's why I'm better to lead this country moving forward. Doing this is dumb, divisive, waste of time stuff that nobody in the real world actually cares about anymore. Get off of Zoom and go to Missouri. Get off of Zoom and go to Florida. Go to these places where actual people are and talk to them. You might learn something. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, I did want to get some dispatches in, but there was it was an update on the Secret Service stuff with this kid who took the shots at Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And
they say that Trump agreed to do a victim interview or something?
Yeah. He's sitting down as part of the investigation into the shooting. He's sitting down and doing an interview about what happened. I will say, now, before you go reacting, I will say there's conspiracy people everywhere on this Trump thing. His ear, even though I do think he was shot by an assault rifle through his ear and it tore through, and I saw it happen just like everybody else did.
It's not an assault rifle, Sean.
His ear did heal impressively fast.
Well, I thought he was going to spend $10,000 to get it fixed.
I don't think he has to. The photo I saw, there's nothing. The photo I saw, it looked like a normal ear. It looked like his ear has completely healed. I don't see a hole. I don't see a chunk. Again, I believe he was shot. I think that really happened. I'm not on the conspiracy side. I'm just saying he healed like a lizard or something.
I may have seen a different photo then, because the photo that I saw, it looked like his ear was like fading into his face.
Really? When was that from? Because the one
yeah, but you got scabs and stuff. I mean, don't you?
The one I saw was from this weekend, and it was the Trump's right ear, right? Yeah, so when he got shot in the right ear, and it was the top portion of the ear, and it was impressively healed. I didn't see a bullet hole. He didn't have a bandage on it anymore. He got as lucky as luck can serve up something to somebody. It served it up to Trump here because it looks completely normal. Okay, we'll go over to those dispatches after I give you this update. I said bombshell text messages have revealed that the Secret Service was aware of Donald Trump's shooter for much longer than initially claimed before he fired at the former president. As an inquiry into the July 13th shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania continues, it has emerged that counter snipers were aware of Thomas Crooks' presence more than 90 minutes before he opened fire. We knew that. The messages between three Secret Service counter snipers revealing Thomas Crooks' suspicious behavior have been obtained by the New York Times from local law enforcement. The timestamp screenshots of the conversation have disproved the claims made at congressional hearings that law enforcement was only aware of the shooter an hour before the attack. The initial message was sent by one of the three counter snipers at 4:26 p.m. when they were finishing their shift. They notified their colleagues about a man who they later confirmed to be Crooks sitting on a picnic table. "Guys, I'm out. Be safe," the Secret Service member wrote in a message to the group. "Someone followed our lead and snuck in and parked by our cars, just so you know. I'm just letting you know because you see me go out with my rifle and put it in my car, so he knows you guys are up here. He's sitting on the direct right on a picnic table about 50 yards from the exit." They were talking about him at that time. He was already on the Secret Service's radar. So they watched him move all around this venue. Law enforcement tried to find him. He kept disappearing into the crowd all these times. He was able to climb up on top of the roof of this whole thing. There should be more people who lose their jobs, not just the director of the Secret Service. This was a spectacular failure, and that is revealed a little more each day. When we return, here's what we're going to have for you. The final dispatch. That's right. The stories that didn't make the cut. And, of course, today I learned to wrap everything up for a lovely Monday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, Deb is back. Plus, we'll get Jack's Olympic update. Sports with our buddy Brandon Kravitz, and Ray Trinley will answer the question, why are bones and boneless wings? Plus, for trivia, it's 4 tickets to see Monster Jam at the Kia Center. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
iHeartRadio Olympics update.
The U.S. women's basketball team begins its quest for an 8th straight Olympic gold medal today when they take on Japan. Team USA Swimming can add to their medal haul today after Tori Husk won the women's 100-meter butterfly on Sunday.
I missed the podium by 100th of a second last time, and that was really crushing, but I think that it made me better.
American Gretchen Walsh finished second to Husk to take home the silver.
For NBC's live coverage from Paris, search Olympics on the free iHeartRadio app.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Eyes to the sky if you have any outdoor plans from lunchtime on. We'll likely have an earlier onset to our daily afternoon showers and storms. Anywhere between 1 and 4 p.m. is our most likely shot. There's a 60% chance for rain. The high temperature, 91 degrees. For the rest of this week, we are tracking the tropics. There's a potential for a disturbance coming our way toward this weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Don't miss up to 70% off select major appliances at the Lowe's closeout event. But hurry, these deals are too good to last because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Did you know that mortgage guy Don also does commercial and small business administration loans? If you have an existing SBA loan with a rate of 9% or more, then you are in luck. That mortgage guy Don can refinance your qualified high-interest SBA loan to a low fixed rate of 8.25%. Don't leave money on the table. Let that mortgage guy Don help you get the money off the table and back in your business hands. Get the process started today by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Navy Federal Credit Union is back with more eligibility. Now you can hear all your favorites like, my brother's a veteran, I get amazing rates. My mom served, I get 24/7 member support. Grandpa was a soldier and now I'm a member. And who could forget, thanks to my father who served in the military, I'm now eligible for incredible member benefits. Call 1-855-800-2102 or visit NavyFederal.org today. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando.
I'm John Morgan. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately. 24/7. Our investigators, legal staff, and over 900 lawyers work together to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. Insurance companies know who we are, and now you know it too. This firm was built for greatness. This firm was built for you. Injured? Call your army. We're ready to roll. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to what's happening right now at the Olympics on 2 Guys, 5 Rings, the essential iHeart podcast for the Summer Games.
Have you ever carried a torch for someone?
It's all about the athletes.
Simone Biles is about to be taken on the ride of her life astrologically.
And the culture.
I'm Matt Rogers. And I'm Bowen Yang. We're the 2 Guys.
Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search 2 Guys, 5 Rings, and start listening.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're seeing the unseeable. Using advanced imaging technology, our experts can look deeper into the human body, uncovering the smallest of details that would otherwise go unnoticed, leading to more accurate diagnoses and treatments. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Me and the kids were always messaging. They LOL'd, I ROFL'd, but then I changed phone and the bubbles went green. But where there's a fill, there's a way. And I found a way to share what's in here. I'm tapping my heart.
WhatsApp, the place to safely send messages between different devices. Message privately with everyone.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Monday. And you know what? I finally got a chance to watch this weekend, besides Insidious Chapter 2. There was a lot of people who recommended this. I think maybe one of the two of you watched it, but I finally got around to that Ren Fair docu-series that we were talking about.
I have not. Renaissance Fair?
Yeah, it's called Ren Fair is the name of the series. It's
I have not seen it.
Fritz is the one who had recommended it because I have not seen it either. I do know that Courtney has been watching my Apple TV show, and so I'm waiting to hear back about her updates to know some things have happened. But Ren Fair, any good?
I think she's liking that show. The Ren Fair one, I was not prepared for the sexual dynamic of this series.
A lot of stuff over the clothes?
So let me explain here. If you don't know this docuseries, it's not new, came out a while ago. It's about a guy who owns like one of the biggest Renaissance fairs, when people all pretend like it's the Renaissance and you dress up like that and they walk around in there in character. You get a feeling that some of the people who work there and do that 24/7, they're really particular types, a little acoustic perhaps. And you see these people, this is like their thing. This is what they love to do. They want to pretend like it's the Renaissance. And this guy is like the king. In fact, they call him the king. He plays the king, and he owns this whole thing. And he's 85 years old.
Yeah, baby.
And he's so horny. Oh man, is he horny. He's on Viagra and Cialis.
What?
Yeah, he's on both.
Is that safe?
I've had a boner for 30 days straight.
He says, I'm on Viagra and Cialis, and he said, if I could die with a woman on top of me, I would be as happy as I could possibly be.
What's going to happen? Are there a lot of people his age, or is he kind of like...
No.
That sounds a little creepy to me. Gotta be honest.
He's got a guy who works for him. I won't say much more than this because I don't want to spoil things. He has an employee, and the employee's job is to run all of his dating profiles. Okay. I believe they said he had around 80 of them on all of the dating sites that you could imagine. And it's because he doesn't know how to use the computer. He's not a computer guy. So he basically sits there and he's like, she's hot. She's hot. He's 85. And he says, I'm looking for a woman between, I think he says like 30 and 50. And she needs to be attractive and all of these things. And he's just so horny all the time, this guy. And all of a sudden, he goes on one of these dates. Because you see him, he keeps writing in his book. Like, got a date with this girl for this day. Date with this girl for this day. He's going to meet one of these women who appears to be maybe in her 30s, early 30s or something. And it's a date at Olive Garden. And when she walks in, he says something to the effect of, oh, hey there, Samantha. And she goes, my name is not Samantha, I'm Haley. And he goes, well, why did I think your name was Samantha? And she goes, I don't know. Why did you think my name was Samantha?
Why am I aroused?
He's like, you are Haley. Yeah. So, and she sits down in the booth. Did he
fire the keeper of his dating profiles for getting the wrong name?
I think it was him because he's 85 and he's making mistakes in his busy dating life. And they same side sit in their booth at Olive Garden.
Yuck.
And he's like, what are you looking for in a relationship? Keep in mind, he's 85, looks every bit of it, and she's younger 30s. And she's like, I'm just looking to, meet people and have fun and maybe fall in love.
Did she know
And
going into this date what he looked like?
She knew because there were some photos, but she must have known about the documentary. That's the only thing I can think of. And because of the documentary, she's like, oh, I want to be on the documentary. So I'll go meet him for a date. And he's on all these like sugar babies websites. And oh man, the guy is so horny. So horny. Bootsy Moonshine says, Sean is a same side sitter. I'm not generally. I did on accident yesterday. It's because of the seating arrangement that we were facing. I ended up sitting on the same side of the booth as Courtney. Generally, I'm across the booth. That's what's more comfortable for me. I don't know why. That's like, it seems like people get used to one and just stick with it. But this guy, he's weird. He's a creepy gentleman.
Yeah, sounds like it. 2 boner pills. No, thank you.
2 of them. He's a Cialis and Viagra, and he's ramped up and ready to go.
One of them not do enough of the job that warrants having 2, or is this just some sort of flex?
What's his?
I think.
Where's his? It can't
Penis?
be good for him. I know where his penis is, but I'm saying like to have that much all the time.
How's his blood
headed
pressure?
To your penis. Yeah,
I think
not good.
one maybe lifts it up a little bit, and then when the Cialis hits, then he goes all the way up, and now he's in a position where he's able to perform. But he can't even keep himself from being super pervy. The young 30-year-old is there. She's talking to him. She's being nice and attentive. And he asked her what she liked to do, and she answers. And then she goes, what are you looking for in a relationship? And he goes, I'm looking for companionship, just like anybody else. Somebody to be with, somebody to love, and somebody to have sex with every night of the week. And it's like, wow, dude, you couldn't just leave me alone. I've given you so much already today.
I just was making sure that the cameras.
I've overproduced for you today in the clips department. All right.
No, but now I'm all set for next episode for the week, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I did promise that.
Mm-hmm.
At least I delivered on it.
I got your internet.
Did that one make the cut too?
It might have.
Let's see. We did all the dispatches. We did all the stories.
Oh,
we're gonna get out of here. We got 4 more days this week, so we'll have more fun later. But right now, let's get out. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
Whoops.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Kind of made that sound like this wasn't going to be fun. This part's still supposed to be fun.
We'll have fun later. Instead, let's do Today I Learned.
Today I Learned for a Monday, July 29th, 2024. Today I Learned this movie series.
Jaws.
Jaws is correct. Jaws 3 was planned as a spoof about the studio trying to make a Jaws sequel. It was going to be called Jaws 3 People Zero. And it was canceled when Steven Spielberg objected the idea. He did not want to do it that way. It was in 1983 that Jaws 3 or Jaws 3D, depending on how you caught it, came out at the box office and did fairly well.
By the way, I love what Beetlejuice has done with their sequel title. It's fun. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, right. Playing into the movie. Beetlejuice is either going to be awesome or it's going to suck.
I think it's going to be awesome.
know.
I'm going to go with awesome.
I realized when I tried to rewatch the first one, I don't really like the first one that much.
God, what do you like?
I like all kinds of stuff. I tell you about things I like every day. I like it a little, but there's parts where I'm just like, what's going on here? Tim Burton gets a little too Tim Burton-y sometimes for me. Today I learned in the 1870s, William Shanks spent 15 years of his life calculating pi to 707 places by hand. However, the last few years were wasted as he made a mistake after the 527th digit. So for years, he was just doing wrong math and completely screwing it up. Today I learned for as little as $500,000, you can get your very own airworthy fighter jet. There's websites that sell these things, but
let's split one, guys.
Costs $1 million a year to operate. And today I learned this band right here.
Hanson.
That's right. Hanson is correct. The youngest brother of the 90s band Hanson is now an ordained deacon of the Eastern Orthodox Church. That's Zach.
It costs a lot of money to get him to marry you.
He goes by the name Deacon Mercurios these days.
And to find him on Google.
Probably not going to call him that in person. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We really do appreciate it. We'll be back same time, same place. And if you missed any of the show, catch the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you later, everybody.